Card pounces on it as big Glenn Dorsey, the first one back there for LSU. And that seems like a familiar scenario for LSU.
And you see number 72 all over the field, and I won't be surprised to see them blitz quite a bit.
Take a look at the starters for tonight. Our starting lineups presented by Shell Forte. We talked about in the pregame show, their running back Miller gets the start at fullback. Davis, Williams, Landry, the tight end. Propog, Bartow, Harrington, Madlock, and Rogers across the front line, the front five.
And Tulane will go with a lot of 3 and 4 wide receiver sets.
After a loss of 7, 2nd and 17 from their own 13-yard line. Ricard looking to pass, and he does, and the intended receiver is DeMarcus Davis. Nice coverage there by Jonathan Zenon for LSU.
And DeMarcus Davis is a guy that LSU will keep an eye on for grabs so far for the season.
And a good look at LSU's starters on defense presented by Shell. Tyson Jackson Dorsey, the SEC two consecutive week player of the week. Highsmith, the only returning linebacker from that core. And Zenon and his 3 interceptions, and Landry, the All-American, anchoring the defensive secondary. 3rd and long for Tulane.
4 wide receiver sets as we anticipated.
Ricard over the middle, and the pass is dropped. Intended receiver Preston Brown. And so Tulane will be a 3-and-out situation.
And it was interesting that last play, a little wide receiver cut underneath, a little wide receiver screen, and Jeremy Williams, the wide slot receiver, was trying to block and hold off the shield off the defensive back for the Tigers. Didn't work, dropped the ball. 4th down, Tulane will have to punt it away.
And standing back at his own end zone is Barrett Pepper, or Barrett Pepper, I should say, in for the injured starter, who is Chris Beckman. And this punt gets a nice roll, a very generous Tulane roll, and that one goes all the way down to the 34 of LSU. A 53-yard punt with no return. Jamarcus Russell and LSU Tigers get ready for their first offensive stint after this network break.
Don't give the police a reason to visit your job site. Remember, call before you dig. Wait 48 hours. Respect the marks. Dig with care. Don't do the job halfway. Remember, call before you dig. Wait 48 hours. Respect the marks. Dig with care. It's the law. This message brought to you by Shell. Dig safely.
There are times.
As Russell completes the first down pass to Dwayne Bowe for the first down. And Tigers don't waste any time going to the air. Renee, a lot of talk this week about getting the running game in gear, and that we might even see a lot more of Charles Scott, the freshman.
Yeah, but also the thing that the Tigers want to work on is getting their passing game in sync too. The very disappointed the wide receivers were in themselves, not scoring a touchdown last week against the Auburn Tigers.
And Russell passing on first down once again. The intended was Craig Buster Davis, but that one does fall incomplete. So Tigers come out throwing the ball.
Yeah, first 2 plays they are throwing the ball. Brandon LaFell is coming in as this early do set, so you're going to go to a 4 wide receiver set. But, they do need to work on the passing game. When I say need to, they just want to get their confidence back, that they didn't, very disappointed that the passing attack did not carry them a little further at Auburn. They were on a 3 wide receiver set with a tight end and Justin Vincent.
Vincent, the only back in the offensive backfield. Russell from the shotgun, 16-3 as LSU starting quarterback. And to the near side, that's Davis trying to get out to the outside, across midfield and down to about the 44-yard line of the Green Wave.
Really good block by Justin Vincent on that play.
LSU starters, the backs and receivers, this presented by Shell. Vincent, the starting running back, and Hester, who's really come on this year. Davis, the receiver, along with Bowe, and Zinger does get the start at tight end back after a stomach ailment. Black, Arnold, Helms, Johnson getting the start tonight at right guard, and Diakowski, the Canadian, at right tackle.
And we do expect to see Richard Dixon, a freshman. He's done a great job. And Tigers, empty backfield, 5 wide receivers.
On 3rd and 3 from the 45 of Tulane. Russell, quick stuff, and that is Bo. And Bo down to about the 30-yard line. As Bo gets another first down for LSU.
And the thing about a play like that, a quick slant to Bo is another grab, and that's his 13th grab of the season, his 2nd of the game. But, you know, it's also with an empty backfield. The offensive line is under pressure to keep him protected.
And you see the Tulane starters defensively. Root, the man back in the defensive secondary, outstanding player for the Green Wave. Quick stuff as the pass is complete. Bo once again. And Bo gets down to about maybe the 29-yard line before the brakes are put on him.
And Bo with a bushel full of catches already. That's his 3rd. And we still have 11 minutes and a half to go in the first quarter. But they are going to air it out a little bit. They'd like to get Dwayne Bo out in space, Doug. And that's something in single coverage. They feel like there's mismatches. The cornerbacks and safeties for Tulane are not very big. And the physical mismatches certainly favor the Tigers.
Bo, the senior out of Norland High School in Miami. 2nd and 8 for the Tigers. And the pitch. And that is Vincent. And Vincent gets maybe about 3 yards. It's been a rough go for Justin Vincent. His longest run of 2006 so far, just 8 yards.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of yards thus far. He only has 68 yards, 3.1 yards per tote. But the senior from Barb High School has been a great player, and he'll leave as one of the most popular players to wear the purple and gold at LSU. And, you know, they ran from a bunch set just now, so LSU is showing a lot of different looks that they haven't shown much earlier this year.
Vincent had that knee injury in the Peach Bowl as he tries to get back to full strength. On 3rd and 3 from the 24. Russell downfield. He's got an open man. The pass is complete, and that one will go for another first down. Brandon LaFell making, no, they say he was out of bounds. This one was very close.
An out pattern. Jamarcus Russell's got to put a little mustard on it. And, whoa, official right there is Brandon LaFell running the out pattern.
Well, we are right on that, but you can't see the feet from that angle, and it was perilously close, but the officials say no catch.
Well, he's right there on the sideline, and LSU bringing in a lot of fresh troops here. And
as Colt David and company come in for a field goal attempt, this one will be, it looks like, from about 42 yards. And as for David, that would match his career high.
Colt David they have a lot of confidence in Colt David. They feel like he has the hot hand as the kicker for the field goals for the Tigers.
Renee, we had a chance to see Colt David last week kick that career-long 42-yarder. This is a kid who came in here as a walk-on.
Yeah, and the thing about, you know, a place kicker, he's kind of in a world of his own, and, you know, the kickers practice together, punters and place kickers and stuff, and Colt David has really done an outstanding job with the opportunities that he has had, you know, shielding off Chris Jackson, if you will. And he's a guy that, good look right there, and his right foot was the primary foot that came down, was a foot that came down first, and it did appear to be beyond the playing field. So from our replay angle, it looks like a good call.
Well, there you go, and that's something Les Miles would like to see. I know there were some comments during the week also from Skip Bertman regarding the officiating. This certainly was not the only situation in the only game in the country where there's a bit of controversy involving some different teams.
Well, we're going to see
After review, it was determined it was a completed catch, and first down at the 13-yard line.
Well, there you have it. A call goes LSU's way after a further review situation.
Well, you know, his right foot was out of bounds, but his left foot was inbounds. And remember, in college, you only need one foot down, not like the NFL where both feet must be in the playing field. So good call, reversed, and that's something that'll bring a cheer to the LSU faithful after what happened on the Plains last week. What many think a couple of calls may have made a big difference in that ball game outcome. And
as for LSU, they have scored in the red zone on 34 consecutive trips, dating back to the Auburn game last year. Total them up, 26 touchdowns, 8 field goals. That is Vincent. And Vincent does not get much, if any, before being dragged down at about the 13.
James Dillard was one that really stretched it out, along with Billy Harrison. Did a good job stretching the field and not allowing Justin Vincent to cut the corner. Good play on second down, third and about 9 yards, second and about 9 yards, I should say.
This is a Tulane defense that'll have its hands full here tonight, Renee. They rank 118th out of 119 Division 1A teams in total defense.
And LSU is ranked high in a lot of categories. Total offense, that's second in the SEC. And so LSU is pretty potent offensively, putting up quite a few points except for last week. But Jamarcus Russell seems to be in sync right now. He's feeling it. All completions thus far, he's hot.
It was a gain of 1 on the previous play. Pass is complete. Doucette, and is he in? He's close. Did they signal he's in? He is in for the touchdown. Early Doucette gets the touchdown on the 12-yard pass from Jamarcus Russell, and LSU has struck first.
And Early Doucette with his second touchdown grab of the campaign. Jamarcus Russell, his 6th touchdown toss, and the Tigers start off the first possession with a score. Good throw right there as the downfield defensive backs were occupied by Buster Davis, and a quick pitch out, quick throw, toss to Early Doucette, and unscathed into the end zone. Early score for the Tigers.
And coming on for the PAT is Colt David, and he puts the exclamation mark on the opening score for LSU at the 9:28 mark. It is LSU 7 and Tulane nothing, and we'll be back with more after we continue this network break on Tiger Vision.
Your connection to LSU sporting events is the Tiger Ticket Office, located in the main lobby of the Athletic Administration Building. Advanced ticket sales to all events are available from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, on both a season and single game basis. For complete seating and price information, call the LSU Ticket Office at 225-578-2184 or toll free 1-800-960-8587 and see the Tigers in action whenever you can.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. 9:28 to go first quarter, and LSU, the 10th-ranked squad, have a 7-0 lead over Tulane, and here's how they got their points.
And Jamarcus Russell, flawless, 4 out of 6, 3 passes to Dwayne Bowe. That's a 1 right there to Brandon LaFell, which kept the drive going. And a quick hitter right here to Early Doucette for his 6th touchdown toss of the campaign. Tigers strike early. Extra point was good, and just as we anticipated, a good drive to open this game against the Green Wave.
LSU setting the tone. As they look to come back from last week's disappointment at Auburn, out of SEC play this week, playing their rival Tulane. Chris Jackson with his second kickoff of the game. This one a little bit higher, and that one is taken as on the knee by Matt Forte.
And I suspect we'll see a little bit of Matt Forte in this series, number 25. He had 170 yards against Mississippi State last week, Doug, and a touchdown. And, boy, he's really come a long ways. 4-4-5 guy, so he can get outside. And they will throw to him a little bit. He's got 6 grabs, for averaging just over 12 yards per catch.
Good look at Les Miles, 13-3 as a head coach at LSU in his second season. You know, the first coach in LSU history to win 13 of his first 15 games. Tulane taking over from their own 20. And that is Forte up the gut, and he might get a couple of yards.
Now, Tulane takes a lot of pride in their guys up front. Derek Rogers, Madlock, Parrington, and Kropog and Bartow. And the thing is, Glenn Dorsey's going to be matched up with Michael Parrington, and it's virtually impossible for anybody to single block Glenn Dorsey. So it's going to be tough going up front, but you do have to challenge that middle if you want to get outside against LSU. And Lester Ricard, for Tulane to be successful, Ricard has to be a successful early on in the season in the game to get his confidence, Doug.
On 2nd and 6 from the 24-yard line. Ricard still has it, looking to pass, looks downfield and completes the pass as he hooks up to Gabe Ratcliffe.
And Gabe Ratcliffe, a tight end. He causes a lot of mismatches. Good play action fake right there as he rolls right and dials number 5, Gabe Ratcliffe, who they liken a lot to Ronnie Holman, who played at Tulane and went on to NFL, played quite a few years. And it's passes like that will get the Tulane offense in their comfort zone as they're just on a 3rd and short right now. And this is when LSU will bunch up defensively.
24% conversion rate for Tulane on 3rd down, 6 for 25 on the year from the 29-yard line. And they do not look to get it. LSU's defense steps up big time against Matt Forte.
And Chevis Jackson, the cornerback, was the first one to get there. Good looking number 21 out of Mobile, Alabama. And boy, he's really stepped up and filled that cornerback role in the likes of a Corey Webster. And look at a good play right here. And you see it, look, just fight through 2 blockers. That is outstanding for a cornerback. Can't see better cornerback play. The 6'1", 189-pounder with great anticipation, great intensity on the stop, and big stop for the Tiger defense.
Pepper with his 2nd punt as he stands on his own 13-yard line. Chevis Jackson. Oh, the snap goes past him. Still on his feet, trying to get it unloaded, and he does, and makes the most of a bad situation and gets it out to about the 40-yard line of Tulane. My goodness, talk about some extracurricular activity there.
And either way you slice it, LSU is going to have ideal field position. They search the field as LSU begins this drive at the 39-yard line. And
a 16-yard punt. LSU leads 7-0 and is sitting pretty. Back with more from Tiger Stadium after we take this local break. Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Tigers taking over. Russell looking again to go to the air. Pass complete down at the 18-yard line as Buster Davis makes the grab, a gain of 21 on the play.
And that's a deep 30-yard, or make that a 20-yard out pass. Tough throw, put a little mustard on it, and found a crease in the zone defense with an out pattern with Buster Davis. Buster Davis, the leading receiver. That's his 14th grab of the season. He's averaging almost 16 yards per snap.
5 of 6 already for Russell for 52 yards. 1st and 10 from the 18. And they go back to the running game and don't get much on that effort as Charles Scott, the 5'11", 220-pound freshman out of Jonesboro Dodge High School.
And he was Mr. Louisiana football in 2005. Good looking at him right there. He really a good player, and they like him. He'll be a leader on this team before his days are over in the purple and gold. And you suspect he'll get a lot of carries early in this game with just under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Had that 38-yard run against Arizona. And he'll get another effort. This one's a reverse. And down to the 15, maybe taking it all the way in for the touchdown is Doucette. Doucette on a 17-yard touchdown run, and the Tigers strike again.
And I don't know if we're going to see this on the replay, but boy, what a block by quarterback Jamarcus Russell. Really laid out a couple of Tulane Green Wave and allowed the runner to skirt up the field for a touchdown. And we're going to see this on the reverse. Double reverse, and watch this. Early Doucette. Watch number 2. Bang. Shot right there. What a good block. Took down a defender and allowed Early Doucette to get into the end zone. And just a great block by the quarterback, doing whatever it takes to help the team win.
Doucette makes it a 13-0, and Colt David adds the PAT. He is a perfect 14 of 14 and has connected on 49 consecutive. So it's all high fives for LSU as they lead 14-0 with 6:20 to go here in Tiger Stadium. Back with more on Tiger Vision after this network break. The Tiger faithful, plenty to cheer about so far. 14-0 here, 6:20 to go. First quarter, early due set. 2 touchdowns, 1 by air and 1 by land. LSU Sunday Night Live presented by South Louisiana John Deere dealers. Tune into your local radio dial to get your first chance to talk LSU football the day after the game on LSU Sunday Night Live, presented by South Louisiana John Deere dealers. Talk about the game each Sunday with host Jordy Holtberg, locally in Baton Rouge on 107.3 FM and statewide on the LSU Sports Radio Network from 6 to 7 p.m. or attend each show each week at the Hilton Baton Rouge Capitol Center.
The early due set show, pair of touchdowns, 1 by air, 1 by land, and he's really having a good game thus far.
Forte and Boudreaux deep to return for Tulane. And check that. And smashed. Fred Smith was back there, but he got a little visit from Mr. Craig Stelz on the play.
Craig Stelz, boy, I tell you, he's the best player not starting. He'll be starting on most other teams around the country, but he's playing behind Jesse Daniels and LaRon Landry. But he'll get his chance next year as a starter, and you'll see quite a bit of Craig in nickel and dime defense. He's got a pair of interceptions thus far this year, and I tell you, he's outstanding. Best non-playing safety in the country.
You see the total yards, LSU already over the century mark, and Tulane looking to get out of the null set. Starting at their own 15-yard line, Ricard and the Green Wave. And he will pass under pressure. Pass is complete. Forte, and Forte still on his feet, close to first down territory, and it looks like he might even have it.
And they caught LSU and really bringing everybody, and they threw it to the outside. A little flip to Matt Forte. We told you he'd catch the ball and got out into space. May have picked up enough for the first down. Appears he did, and Tulane gets what appears to be their first down.
The 7th reception of the season for Forte. He is also the Green Wave's leading receiver in terms of number of catches.
LSU in their dime package with 6 defensive backs.
A first down it is, 1st and 10 from their own 27. Ricard from the shotgun. Looks downfield, pass is complete as Preston Brown hauls in the reception. The 6'4", 230-pound senior. Interesting story about Brown. Did not have any receptions in his freshman and sophomore seasons, and got 47 of them last year, and also 720 yards. Both of those were team highs.
You know, his favorite player is Michael Irvin. He's he's a big guy like Michael Irvin, maybe a little bigger, 6'4", 232, but he's a 4'5" kind of guy. He'll be playing on Sundays, and he causes a lot of mismatch because he's so big and strong. He's tough to corral.
Ricard stands at his own 24. They need to get to about the 38 for the first down. The pass is incomplete. Intended receiver down there was DeMarcus Davis. All right, we've got a Shell trivia question for you tonight. And here it is. When was the last time Tulane defeated a nationally ranked team? A top 25 team. Don't answer it right now if you know the answer, Renee.
Okay.
We'll have that answer for you a little bit later on in the broadcast. And whoever wins gets a free tank of gas courtesy of Renee Nadeau.
I'd appreciate that. Do I need a lifeline for that one, for the tank of gas? Or the
3rd and 7 from their own 30-yard line. Ricard has a bit of time and completes the pass over the middle. Michael Baptiste, and Baptiste makes the grab, and it looks to be, well, it looks like he might even have the first down. It is perilously close.
Yeah, and he's probably, it's going to be it's a first down. They're moving the chains, and Baptiste with his second grab, and Lester Ricard, good play action fake. Caught the Tigers a little flat-footed right here, and a good pass, good reception by Baptiste, and again, second first down in this drive, and Lester Ricard has some pretty good momentum going here.
Baptiste following in the footsteps of a couple of Tigers, Jonathan Zenon and Jesse Daniels, all 3 of them out of Breaux Bridge High School. The second first down of the night for the Green Wave, trying to get some offense going against this LSU defense. That is Forte. And Forte picks up maybe a couple of yards before he's taken down at about the 40-yard line. Dorsey in on that, as well as Chase Pittman, the only returning starter on that defensive line.
And LSU was employing, good like a Chase Pittman right there. LSU had press coverage on one side and zone on the other. And Chase Pittman has really caught fire this year after transferring over from University of Texas, Evangel High School. And well, I tell you, he's an outstanding player. And you know, he's the kind of guy, he's a leader by example, but he's a holler guy. He grabs you and he shows you, and he's been there before, and he's been a tremendous asset for the Tigers.
Also a guy who can play sort of a linebacker type situation as they use him in that scenario as well. Tigers blitzing. Ricard still has it, hides it successfully, and now he's on the run. Looks downfield. Will he throw it far enough? And a little bit of contact, but not a catchable ball, as DeMarcus Davis was the intended receiver.
A little bit of trickery, kind of fouled up the Tigers.
Thought for a minute that Jesse Daniels, who was in on the coverage, was hurt. Just a little bit frustrated. Thought he probably had a chance for an interception.
Yeah, and again, as you alluded to, it was contact, but it was not catchable, and there was no flag thrown. Third down for the Green Wave, 3rd and 7, as they had a pair of first downs back to back. And Ricard coming into this game, 62.5% of his tosses have been complete. He's 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 454 yards on the season.
Need to get to their own 48-yard line to get the first down. 7 yards to go. Ricard and overthrows his receiver as Ricard was under tremendous pressure.
And Stelz was coming from his safety spot along with Derry Beckwith, and he took a pop. That was a hurry, as he had to get rid of the ball before he took a sack. And great pressure situation. That was a great timing blitz for the Tigers.
Brian King was the intended receiver. And now a punt situation once again, as Pepper stands at his own 27-yard line. This snap he handles. And this one will be a short punt, but once again getting a roll and advantageous for Tulane. And down to about the 20-yard line, where LSU will take over. A 39-yard punt, and of course no return on that one. Shell Oil Company is proud to bring you tonight's game between LSU and Tulane, two outstanding universities. Shell is a champion of education across Louisiana and encourages today's students to become tomorrow's technology leaders. Choose an exciting future through math and science education.
Brian Johnson did not start this game. Herman Johnson gets a start. And the young sophomore, really tremendous size, 6'7", 351, fills in at right guard.
And I think he's slimmed down, has he not?
Yes.
And breaking through, that is the freshman Charles Scott. Has much more than the first down. Run out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. A pickup of 19 on the play. And that's exactly what Les Miles talked about this week, is getting Scott the football.
Good blocking on the right side. And we talked about Herman Johnson. Good block there with Diakowski. And Scott gets him to the secondary before they make the stop. And it's a first down, as Saron Black is having a little problems as Paris Hodges enters the game as Black leaves. Saron Black is a freshman starting at that left tackle, vacated by Andrew Whitworth. You know, so much is talked about the offensive line, but they lost so much last year. They had 147 starts up front for so many years with the offensive line. And at this point, 2006, the starters up front, front 5, only have 46 starts between them.
Scott and Hester are the running backs. And Russell's going to look downfield, flips it to the near side, and it looks like he's out of bounds. Dwayne Bowe did make the grab, but I believe they say he is out of bounds.
Yeah, that was out of bounds. That was a good call there, as couldn't get both feet or even one foot as Saron Black comes back in.
Some other scores from around the SEC. Auburn dispatches Buffalo 38-7. That one is in the books. And Georgia, in a nail-biter against Colorado, comes out on top by 1.
And so much for Matthew Stafford's first start for the Georgia Bulldogs.
And how about that? Arkansas, 24-23.
They had their opportunities. Alabama couldn't convert.
At Georgia game, they scored inside the final minute. Scott once again, and bouncing off one defender and then finally taken down at about the 38-yard line.
so much was said about the running game last week against Auburn, and you know you can blame a lot of people. It's got to be synchronized. You know, the thing was with the offensive line. Good hole right there that closes kind of quickly from Charles Scott. He keeps it going, but you know, sometimes it's a minuscule of a second. If the hole is there and the back doesn't hit it, flag hits the field on substitution, and the Tigers.
The offense. Number 82 left the huddle. 12th player leaving the field. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
So Richard Dixon, the freshman, a little huddle confusion there, and that'll push LSU back a bit. You talked about LSU's running game, Renee. Of course, 42 yards on the ground against Auburn last Saturday. They're 7th in the SEC, averaging about 4.5 per tote, and going into each game at about 150 yards. So certainly not less than what we'd expect from LSU, but still this is an offensive unit that I think is kind of picking up some steam on the ground.
And they pick up the blitz.
Russell across the middle and almost caught. Intended receiver was Doucette once again, and it just went right off his hands.
A deep cross as Bo and Doucette were crossing from opposite sides of the field. That was a catchable ball. It was a tough catch, but it was a catchable ball as Jamarcus Russell had Bo short, Doucette long, and at the height of his leap, Doucette just couldn't come down with it, and early Doucette with a 39-inch vertical, he can sky, just couldn't cradle the ball and come down with it.
And look at this configuration. If we can get a wide shot of it, LSU set up in a very unusual formation here as Chris Jackson stands back at his 21 for his first punt of the evening. Jackson averaging almost 42 yards per, and this one's a beauty, high and hanging and taken back at the 18-yard line. No fair catch called by Fred Smith. And how about flying in there to make the defensive play? Jason Spadoni, special teams player extraordinaire.
And Jason Spadoni, former Curtis running back, and watch, you can hear the wood crack. Bang! Woo! Like two cars crashing, and Jason Spadoni had Fred Smith caught him at a full head of steam, and he is excited, isn't he?
Yes, he is. I'll tell you, Jason Spadoni came to the school as a running back and been converted to a linebacker, and look at him get it done on special teams.
And you know, when you're in a situation like that, he's praying, don't fair catch, don't fair catch, don't fair catch. He got his wish, but he really made a great tackle on special teams.
Ricard and the Wave taking over at their own 16-yard line. And not much room down there as they go straight ahead one more try. Forte on the carry. Hey, Tiger fans, follow the Tigers on the internet this season in the Go Zone, powered by U.S. agencies. Watch high-quality internet video of LSU events, listen to coaches' radio shows live, and browse the archives to never miss a minute of online action. Only in the Go Zone, powered by U.S. agencies. Visit lsusports.net today to pick up from annual or monthly packages. The Go Zone, the official webcast site for LSU athletics.
You know, you talk about Lester Ricard. Here's a trivia question. I'll give you a couple plays. There was another quarterback, former LSU quarterback, who came to LSU last year with another team and came away with a win. Let me give you a couple of seconds to think about that. Lester Ricard is not the first. He's not the first former Tulane LSU quarterback to come back to Tiger Stadium against the Tigers. It was someone last year that came back as a former Tiger quarterback and beat the Tigers. Just think on that for a second. I'll give you the answer.
Thank you, Renee. So we've got a timeout on the field. You get a good look at LaRon Landry, the outstanding senior who opted to come back for his senior season. Probably would have been a first-round draft choice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely would have been a first-round pick, and he'll be one this year.
LSU Tiger football on Tiger Vision, brought to you by Shell Oil Company. To learn more about what Shell is doing to be a good neighbor in the Gulf of Mexico, visit shell.com/US.
Well, have you thought about it a little bit? If you forgot who the other quarterback, former LSU quarterback, and they were here at LSU at the same time, Rick Clausen from Tennessee came back last year. And
on that Monday night game.
Yeah, and Tennessee beat the Tigers right here. So Rick Clausen was another former LSU quarterback that came back, and I'm sure Tiger fans are hoping the same results. Now, they don't have the same results from 2005.
Just a few ticks, over a minute to go here in this opening stanza. 14-0, the LSU Tigers leading. The Green Wave of Tulane on 2nd and 10 from their own 16. Ricard bobbles the snap. Still on his feet, throws the ball too far downfield. Pass will fall, incomplete. The intended receiver, the tight end, Jerome Landry.
And Zenon came on a blitz from his cornerback position. He was in press coverage, comes from the cornerback position on a blitz, and safety rolls over, covers for him, and Ricard did pick up there in man-man coverage. Chris Selfo, I tell you, he's quite an individual, and he's really endured last year. As you said, 14 different locales for the Tulane Green Wave, and it's tough to know where your next meal's coming from.
That's right. Only 13 stadiums, though, because they did play one game here last year against Southeastern Louisiana.
Exactly, Doug.
So they've played in Tiger Stadium more than any other stadium over the last 14 games. On 3rd and 10 from their own 16, Ricard under pressure, and he is smashed back at the 10-yard line. LSU all over Lester Ricard, and Charles Alexander, the man they called Cheese, certainly put the Velveeta on him.
Boy, he's a 505-pound bench. They crossed their linebackers right here and really crossed up their blocking schemes, and that was a great play by the LSU defense, and Charles Alexander gets his first sack of the season. Boy, I tell you what, and again, the effort from the LSU defense has been outstanding.
Pepper to punt 5 yards deep in his own end zone. And he gets this one off. Of course, he the backup, and that one's taken at the 41. Jackson tripped up down at the 39 and hangs on to the football. LSU once again in great field position as we approach the final seconds of this opening quarter.
Well, that's tough when they turn the ball over in LSU. They shrink the field, and again, special teams, major role. LSU special teams is turning the ball over to LSU's offense in great field position. They only have 34 yards to go for points right now as Jamarcus Russell comes into the game. I don't expect to see Jamarcus much beyond the first half.
And we'll see if the Tigers do get one play off before the end of the quarter, and they do. Russell to the right side. That is Bo. Bo run out of bounds at about the 23 after getting another first down. Back with more from Tigers Stadium as the Tigers already up 14-0 and knocking on the door again. Back with more after this local break on Tiger Vision. The give is to Scott, and Scott rambling his way inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line where it'll be first and goal to go for LSU after a pickup of 15.
Good block by Will Arnold and Saron Black on the left side as Scott is really feeling it as the offensive line begins to flex their muscles a little bit. And this is what Les Miles wants to see, the domination as the offensive line takes control in front. And kind of gets their confidence back a little bit, if you will.
Scott, 4 carries, 37 yards, as he sees the most action he's seen all season. Russell and the pitch. Scott once again. And in for the touchdown. His first career TD, Charles Scott, the freshman out of Jonesboro Hodge High School. And he makes it a 20-0. His second TD, actually, makes it a 20-0 lead for the Tigers.
Great block by fullback Sean Jordan, number 40, as Charles Scott is really having a great game early here on you. I expect to see Keelan Williams, and who knows, may see number 22, L.A. Broussard before it's all said and done.
Scott, a bruiser at 221 pounds and just a true freshman, as he is certainly showing his stuff here tonight. David with the PAT, his 50th consecutive, and it's a 21-0 LSU lead.
And you see that Jamarcus Russell, that passing, has really set up the run.
So the Tigers, behind Scott the freshman, make it 21-0. And we'll be back with more after this local break.
The nation's offshore oil and gas supply comes to you from America's energy coast. Eroding coastlines, crippling storms. It's fragile. This is America's energy. We need to protect the source, and we need to begin now. America's Energy Coast. Shore it up. Fuel the nation. For more information, log on to americasenergycoast.org.
Cart Dynamics, your exclusive rough and tough dealer for all electric all-terrain vehicles. Whether it's for hunting, recreational, industrial, or simply enjoying the day at home, A Rough and Tough kart is the only way to ride. Rough and Tough products are a smart alternative to higher-priced utility and recreational vehicles. They're rugged, reliable, and most importantly, affordable. Come see for yourself. We're conveniently located at 11120 Coursey Boulevard, between Sherwood and Airline. At Kart Dynamics, we sell fun.
The interesting thing about people in New Orleans, we don't only live here, but we live here. So having to evacuate was not the ideal thing that we wanted to do.
Today, Leslie Bowie is back in her hometown with 1,000 of her co-workers. But for her, it's more than a job.
It wasn't so much that there was a job there waiting for me, it was the Shell family there waiting for me.
Together, these Shell people are helping to restore the community, its environment, its economy, and its culture.
We want to leave Louisiana a better place. That means something.
Homecoming night, Tiger Stadium, and certainly the LSU faithful with no problems putting their hands together and making some noise tonight. 21-0 here as word just ticks into the second quarter. And a familiar face in Tiger Town, Billy Cannon, the former Heisman Trophy winner, All-American, as he is honored here on this homecoming evening.
And, you know, he was 50 years ahead of his time. You know, going back to 1959, he negotiated the 109.5, 100 yards, not meters, 6'1", 215. And, you know, the thing is that you didn't have the availability of the weights and everything and the technology that you do these days. But what a great big athlete he was. If you converted to what he could do now, I mean, if you made a Billy Cannon, you know, it just, I don't know. He was a rare athlete back in his day.
Jackson with the kick, and Fred Smith opts not to return that one, takes the knee, and that's where Tulane will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, trailing by 21. Look at the scoring drive for LSU. 3 plays, 34 yards, got it back. Of course, after Tulane's punting woes continue using their backup punter, but Scott getting his 2nd career touchdown on that run. And Chris Selfo, what can you say here tonight? Certainly facing a Tiger team that came out very hungry.
Yeah, and you know, he had a big confidence booster last week, as we said. He beat Mississippi State. That was a confidence booster to the entire team, being an SEC team on the road. And he knows what he's facing in a very tough, one of the top teams in the country, and the toughest place to play, Tiger Stadium.
Ricard, who started 19 of 21 games. That's Boudreaux. Check that, Forte. Great second effort by Forte. And he's run out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. I was right the first time. It was Boudreaux.
And Boudreaux,
very similar body styles.
Yeah, Boudreaux's a little smaller, about 200 pounds, as opposed to Forte, maybe about 225. But Boudreaux's a little quicker version, a little scat back more of a guy. And Restore runs that option play.
Yeah, Boudreaux had a 27-yard touchdown reception against Mississippi State. And you can see the field position. LSU basically at midfield, while Tulane's been pinned back inside their own 20.
Yeah, and it determines what you can do defensively, too. I mean, LSU certainly blitzed and kept Ricard off guard, out of sync a little bit, and field position has a lot to do with that.
And once again on the ground for the Green Wave as Boudreaux gets another carry. Sophomore, check that, a junior out of Abbeville High School. And Ricky Jean Francois heading the charge defensively. Good look also at Derry Beckwith, linebacker from right here out of Baton Rouge, Parkview Baptist. What an outstanding year he's had, and I think you've got to say he's a bit of the surprise on defense. Well, of course, Dorsey's been awesome.
Well, you know, Derry Beckwith, you could see the flashes of greatness last year on special teams and his work ethic, and he is certainly in the mold, and this is not stretching, of a Brady James, a Cameron Vaughn, very intense, very intelligent, very good athlete.
On the draw, Boudreaux gets the first down and a little bit more out to about the 38-yard line. A pickup of 11 on the play.
And Boudreaux runs with great head of steam, good body lean, and Boudreaux, he had 3,000 yards in high school his senior year out of Abbeville, just ran right over Derry Beckwith, and not before they could bring him to the ground. First down for the Tulane Green Wave. And that was not a shoddy tackler, Derry Beckwith. He broke that tackle.
This is a Tulane squad that lost their opener in Conference USA play 45-7 at Houston, and of course bounced back last week to beat SEC Mississippi State of the SEC. Ricard looks downfield, and that one is thrown just out of bounds. And the intended receiver down there, number 81, Preston Brown. And Ricard, as we mentioned in the pregame show, 4 plays of 40 yards or more this year.
You know, he's 6th on all-time passing yards for the Tulane Green Wave and 5th in touchdown passes with 42. You know, I talked to Frank Selfo this week, and you talk about some great quarterbacks that have come through there, all in the NFL. Patrick Ramsey, J.P. Lossman, Sean King has spent some time in the NFL, and they feel like Lester Ricard may have the strongest arm as far as distance is concerned. And I remember when he was at LSU, Jimbo Fisher felt the same way. He has a rocket, can throw 80, 90 yards at a time.
That is Forte, and Forte gets into the open field, has the first down, and makes his way into Tiger territory. A pickup of 18, and the longest run of the night for the Green Wave.
And that's what Matt Forte has gotten better at. Good blocking. He reads his blocks a little better. He keeps his pad level down. You see, he used to run much too high. He's getting a little lower this time. Still a little high, but he used to jump out of his cuts. And he isn't doing that anymore. It's all maturity. But Forte is a guy we talked about. He had 216 yards against Army a couple of years ago, 170 yards last week, 31 career touchdowns at Slidell High School. So he's definitely become a much improved running back the last year.
Ricard, quick stuff over the middle. Brown on the reception, and give him about 3 yards on that one. You were talking about Forte. You know, it's kind of neat. His dad, Gene, played at Tulane from 1975 to 1977, and his dad was a team captain for the Green Wave. So son following in the footsteps, and Forte, a 2004 Conference USA all-freshman team selection.
It's imperative for Tulane to have a good game out of Matt Forte and Lester Ricard. He's starting to open it up a little bit, but you're going to have the longer variety from Lester Ricard to air out the LSU defense to open up the running lanes for Matt Forte and Boudreaux.
2nd and 7 for Ricard and the Wave. And a little bit of noise from this Tiger crowd as LSU on the blitz and some contact. Zenon down there breaks up the pass as that was intended for number 81, Preston Brown.
And Tulane did a good job of picking up the blitz and had him in single coverage. Ricard had the time, and you could see Matt Forte picking up a blitz right here. So he's not just a good runner. He picks up right there, outstanding, and allows Lester Ricard to have at least a shot at completing this pass. But good defensive effort by Jonathan Zenon, who has 2 interceptions on the season for touchdowns.
Ricard, 5 of 13 for 30 yards passing tonight. Certainly not one of his best performances, but he has not faced a defense like this LSU defense. Ricard looking downfield, wide open receiver, and quite a hit down there. Oh my, what a collision down there. The intended receiver was Jeremy Williams, and my goodness, did he take a shot.
And a redshirt freshman, Jeremy Williams, running a fly pattern. And you can see right up the seam, bang, and that's Jesse Daniels just unloaded on him. Of course, the safety was nowhere around. Maybe Jeremy Williams shouldn't have been that wide open, but you see that Jesse Daniels just unloaded on him. And I'll tell you, the senior from Breaux Bridge just separated Jeremy Williams from the ball. And punting situation, that could have been, I'll tell you what, that if he wouldn't have put so much air under it just now, that could have been a completed pass.
Exactly right. 4 punts for a 33.8 average tonight for Pepper. And another one, this one, if it gets a friendly bounce, it does not for Tulane, but it is for LSU. 41 yards for the touchback, and LSU with 11:08 to go here in the second quarter will take over at their own 20-yard line. 21-0 LSU over Tulane. Tigers have the ball, and we'll be back with more Tiger Vision after this network break.
At Shell, we're constantly raising the bar. That's why all of our gasolines meet top automakers' highest standard.
Don't give the police a reason to visit your job site. Remember, call before you dig. Wait 48 hours. Respect the marks. Dig with care. Don't do the job halfway. Remember, call before you dig. Wait 48 hours. Respect the marks. Dig with care. It's the law. This message brought to you by Shell. Dig safely.
They're using all of their horses. Are you using all of yours? To compete at the highest levels, these top drivers trust Q technology. Q's patented heat-activated formula fights power-robbing friction better than conventional oils to help maximize power, maximize success, and of course, maximize your horses. Q, unleash all your horses.
Play the Shell million-gallon giveaway and get your needle moving in the right direction. Drop in now for a free million-gallon giveaway game piece at participating Shell locations, and you could win free Shell gasoline for life or thousands of other great prizes.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium on this homecoming night as the 10th-ranked Tigers leading Tulane 21-0. Shell is proud to highlight some of its 3,500 employees across Louisiana who donate thousands of volunteer hours to help their communities every year. On behalf of these dedicated employees, Shell brings you tonight's LSU versus Tulane game, live from Tiger Stadium. From their own 20-yard line, LSU already up 21-0. Russell to Scott, and Scott tripped up at about the 24, and a pickup of about 4 on the play.
Saron Black and Paris Hodges now playing left guard in place of Will Arnold. Good blocks there. And the thing is that LSU is looking to some interchangeable parts, but have some chemistry there up front. And, you're not always going to have the same 5 guys, nicks and things. Guys going to get bumps and bruises and have to leave the game, but it's like working together as 5 fingers on a hand, and this is something that LSU needs a little more consistency up front.
LSU breaking quickly from the huddle. Scott once again as he maybe ekes out another couple of yards.
Not much there as Tulane filled pretty well on the right side. Looks like Dillon and Evan Lee filling up there, but 3rd and short now, and this is when the offensive line for LSU must really step up. Good surge, take control of that line of scrimmage.
Jamarcus Russell 3rd in the SEC in total offense. Interesting, a guy with an arm like Russell's probably the strongest in the country. His longest career pass, 58 yards. And Russell's still with it on the keeper. Dances to the outside. He'll have the first down, and he runs out of bounds at the 33, and that'll move the chains for LSU.
The thing is, Doug, you don't see much Jamarcus Russell doing much of that, but LSU is such a stronger team. They have, and this is almost unbelievable, they have 51 players on their team that can bench press 400 pounds or more. Good look at Brett Helms right there. They have 9 players that bench press 500 pounds or more, which is unbelievable. It shows how much they have made tremendous strides in the offseason. Power clean, 20-plus pounds per man, squat over 47 pounds per man.
That's Scott on the reception and still with it. He is still churning and almost to midfield. Great second and third effort by the freshman, Charles Scott.
Good recognition by Jamarcus Russell. Good look at him right there, and he's feeling very good about himself right now as Jamarcus Russell steps back, gets his secondary receiver, Charles Scott. Good in space as he eludes a would-be tackler and gets out in the open. First down, good second and third effort as Dwayne Bowe is trying to block for him. When I was talking about the bench press, it's not just the numbers, it's the dedication and what they've been through. 100 players with 100% attendance throughout all the summer workouts.
Tulane stacking the line and now backing off. Russell will pass. And downfield he goes. His intended receiver is Bowe. And a great effort, but could not get the handle on that one. Josh Lumar with some good defense down there for the Green Wave.
Josh Lumar giving away 4 inches and about 30 pounds to Dwayne Bowe. And what Jamarcus Russell did is just throw it up there and try to make it, let Dwayne Bowe make a play out of it. And Josh Lumar had a pretty good effort on that play and out of West St. John. And good basketball player in his high school days and made a good play incomplete. Second down for the Tigers.
6 plays this drive, but take a look at the first 4 possessions for LSU. And as we mentioned, their starting field position has been near midfield. And as you can see, 3 touchdowns on 4 possessions. That's Buster Davis. He has the first down, and he's down to about the 37-yard line. 13 yards on the play, and the Tigers once again moving the chains.
That's his 15th grab of the season. A quick shot to Buster Davis, and he's in space. Breaks the initial tackle by Jeremy Foreman. And, you know, that's what LSU wants to do. They feel like Jeremy Foreman is only 175 pounds and is a physical mismatch with the wide receiver. But Buster Davis, the leading receiver, out in space. First down, Tigers.
Russell 9 of 13 for 113 yards, going for more. And LaFell, there's contact but no flag, and it looked like LaFell got bumped.
And he was teamed up with Alex Wacha, number 31, as Brandon LaFell, as he threw just a fade pattern to him and let him make something happen. And Wacha just a little contact there, nothing. Watch this. He's very up on his very tiptoe. Look at that. You're looking at a 6'6" quarterback, and he's, a little jump pass, alley-oop, if you will, a little Y8 vintage Y8, if you will. But the little fade pattern to Brandon LaFell, incomplete. Second down. And the Tigers are going to talk about it, Doug.
Little timeout action on the field for LSU. Still have a couple remaining. 8:55 to go here before the half. Beautiful night at Tigers Stadium. 87 degrees at kickoff here in beautiful Baton Rouge. And of course the Tigers putting behind them a frustrating Saturday on the Plains at Auburn.
And you can't dispute that the officials maybe played a role in this game, but a lot of great defense, a tough place to play. Ali Broussard right there just couldn't get things going. The entire running game couldn't get things going, and one turnover, LSU. Craig Stelz's interception right here, you can see off the tip, and that's his second interception of the season. Jamarcus Russell, watch this, is this interference? Many think so. It impeded his ability to catch the ball. Jamarcus Russell with the final play right here, and just Buster Davis 4 yards shy of a touchdown.
And Russell has bounced back. He and the Tigers, of course, a very impressive performance by Russell last week as he completed 20 of 35 for 269 yards. Take a look at the standings in the SEC, and of course last week's game was just huge in terms of the SEC West race, but still it's not over. As you can see, Arkansas really a surprise after they defeated Alabama today, and LSU looking to pick up their first win in SEC play.
And Auburn's got a tough schedule the rest of the way, and LSU, of course, with Florida and Tennessee, and, Auburn with Georgia and Florida, and, of course, Alabama, which is a team that lost today, but that is always a bitter rivalry at the end of the season.
You talked about the LSU offensive line and all the transition that they've had in the last year. It's still an O-line that's only allowed 2 sacks, tied for best in the SEC. They've done a great job gelling, at least early on. And I know run blocking has been one of the areas that Les Miles talked about. That needs to get a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think right now they're about 65-35 with the pass-to-run ratio in this game. And I suspect you're going to see a lot more of the running. First of all, if the score if the game continues as it seems to be right now, is unfolding, Charles Scott will get in here. Keelan Williams, I'm sure. Justin Vincent may get back in here, and who knows? You and I may get a shot if things continue.
I hope not. Things would not be pretty whatsoever. Russell, and looking downfield, open receiver, but underthrowing Buster Davis. And of course, don't know if we mentioned it, but Davis keeping that reception streak alive now. 27 consecutive games that he's got a reception.
And Jamarcus Russell with the pump fake to Buster Davis. And I think what happened is that was just wide open, and he just couldn't believe Buster Davis was that wide open. Had he hit him in stride, we'd be kicking an extra point right now.
There's your balance, 12-15, running and passing. Very balanced offense for LSU tonight. On 3rd and 10 from the 38 of the Green Wave, Russell from the shotgun. And we've got, I believe, a false start on LSU.
Diakowski moved a little prematurely.
77 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
The only Canadian in the history of the LSU program to play in Baton Rouge.
And, you know, he's one of those 500-pound benchers, 600-pound squat. He was the 11th pick of the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and he may be playing north of the border when his playing days in Tiger Town are over.
LSU just their second penalty of the night, 10 total yards on penalties, and LSU now on 3rd and 15 from the 43, 3 of 4 tonight on their third down conversions. Russell barking out the instructions. Across the middle, and it is complete. That's due set, but it will be short of the first down. And maybe out of field goal range as well, although Chris Jackson does have the stronger leg, and he traditionally has been used for the longer field goal attempts.
And what I think Jamarcus Russell saw that time, Doug, is Tulane was in a cover 3. What are they doing in a cover 3 is they drop the cornerbacks and a safety, and they're dividing the field up in 3 different portions. And I think he saw that, saw some underneath open, and hit early Doucette, short of a first down, 4th down.
But they'll go for it.
They're going to go for it, and with the 21-point cushion here, 8 minutes to go, and gives the fans something to scream about. Of course, if they don't make it, you know, you'll hear a lot of, I told, they should have gone for the field goal.
It might be Tulane's best field position if they don't all night. The 10th play of the drive on 4th and 7. And on the blitz, the pass complete, and it is Bo. He has the first down, and he's down to the 26-yard line. And Russell took a shot, but kept his head upon him. I mean, he just really kept his poise.
And he facing a blitz as they came right in his face, and you know, as he's facing a blitz, he delivers a pass to Dwayne Bowe, his 5th grab of the night, good for a first down. And well, I tell you, Jamarcus Russell showed a lot of savvy that time, not ducking or throwing the ball away. He took his shot, as you said.
1st and 10 from the 26. LaFell is the lone receiver, wide right. That is Scott. And Scott still on his feet down to about the 23-yard line with Hester blocking out in front of him.
And Hester is one of those valuable guys. You know, Jacob Hester, outstanding receiver, good runner, as he showed last year in the previous games. Had a good game against Miami in the Peach Bowl, and super special teams player as Sean Jordan comes back and spells Hester in the backfield. But I tell you, Scott is really, really looking good. He had over 2,000 yards last year, 8 yards per carry at Jonesboro High, to go along with 29 touchdowns.
Scott, 8 carries, 57 yards, 2nd and 6 from the 22. Just inside 7 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. Scott, and makes his way down to the 15-yard line before he's taken down by Josh Lumar.
Good block in front of him by Big Herman Johnson, making his very first start as an LSU Tiger. And when you run behind a 6'7", 351-pounder, that makes all kind of space for you. And Charles Scott is really looking like a veteran here as he's having his best game as a Tiger. Good instincts, 4.5 speed. Well, he's going to be a good one.
1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. 37 consecutive successful trips for LSU, and Scott plowing his way, and it takes half of the Tulane defense, maybe all of them, to take him down at the 5-yard line.
And Scott with a 500-pound bench, he keeps those Pistons moving. Boy, he really does. You can see this is just a great play, good cutback, finding the hole, and this is just good vision and instincts by the running back. He refuses to go down, and you see this hard work. He's carrying 6-7 white jerseys near the first down, and boy, I tell you, he's a sniffle away from getting into the getting a first down required yards.
3 of 3, and as we mentioned, in the red zone, 37 consecutive successful trips. Once they've gotten inside the 20, Scott, and down to the 1-yard line. And it looks like the ball may have come loose down there. Tulane is saying that it did, but we have had no indication whatsoever.
And it looks like
Logan Kelly holding the football, but still no indication from the officials, and which probably tells me that it's still LSU's football.
If I'm not mistaken, this is Conference USA officials, too. I want to let you know that. This is Conference USA officials. This is not SEC officials. So if anyone is saying that the SEC is, no, this is Conference USA officials.
And honestly, I think they've done a very good job.
Yeah, and so far, Charles Scott is favoring that right shoulder, so that may have had something to do. Good game, 11 carries, 78 yards. Now you got Hester in there, switching the tailback from his normal fullback position.
And Sean Jordan at the fullback position.
I feel pretty certain you'll see Keelan Williams in there in the...
Okay, hang on now. Try to make heads or tails out of this now.
Undisputable proof that it was as they said, so they'll have to review this. But Charles Scott may have received an injury to his right shoulder, which may have been the reason that if he did fumble the ball.
And here's another look.
Good block by Sean Jordan as he was popped. Cannot see from this angle if the ball came free. If it was free, again, it's determined if he was already on the ground. And if he was already on the ground, I mean, the play was dead. So if the ball came loose, it's moot point.
Yeah, certainly from what we were able to see, and that is from a distance, there is certainly no fumble on the play. So we've got our second review of the night as Randy Smith and his crew check out the replay.
You know, Tulane is trying to throw some guys in there with McMurtry and other people. And we're going to see right now as Carlos Jackson will come in from the right side, right here, lay the lumber on him. And the ball, it may be free at that point. And if that is the case, it is a free ball. Tulane may have come up with it. Good replay, outstanding camera work here on the replay as he is not quite down and the ball may have come free.
LSU's ball, first down.
Whoa. Good camera work, outstanding work.
Tulane is charged with a timeout.
Great work by Doug Tutt in the truck. Outstanding, guys.
Got a good look at that one. So Chris Selfo and his Green Wave trying to get things reversed, but to no avail.
Yeah, and they charged with a timeout.
And a 78-yard drive in progress. LSU already up 21-0. And that is Hester. And Hester still trying to go full steam ahead, but he's pushed back, and we've got penalty flags on the play. And they came out late after the play.
James Dillard was one up there, number 10, a southpaw linebacker. And we'll see if DeMarcus Russell's reaction if he sees anything, he's right behind the head pitcher.
Dead ball, personal foul. Number 40 on the offense. Striking a player, number 40 will be ejected.
Wow, Sean Jordan thrown out of the football game. And obviously Jordan he didn't do anything to have the ejection.
Well, Ali Broussard is getting a helmet on. You see number 22 as we anticipated. Maybe you see Ali Cat.
Definitely a fan favorite around these parts. Oh boy. Love Broussard. He is a bruiser at 250 pounds, and certainly all he's been through in the last year with that torn ACL, trying to get back after missing all his last season.
And he keeps the team very loose. He's got a little class clown in him. Before, what a great competitor. 250 yards, a school record. He didn't call him a great running back. Billy Canada was here. Dalton Hilliard and Billy James and Charles Alexander. No one has notched that number in any single game. 250 yards against Ole Miss. The school record by Ali Broussard 2 years ago.
Yeah, we had the pleasure of broadcasting that game on Tiger Vision. Russell, pass is complete over the middle. That's Davis, and Davis down to about the 6-yard line. Looks like he'll be got him right at about 26.
Buster with his third, fourth grab of the game, and Marcus Russell throwing up his back foot. Look at this, he's throwing up his back foot, rifles a bullet. Stop made by Josh Lumar, but deep inside the 5-yard line. Third down, that penalty back got most of the yardage back, and we'll see if the Tigers can step up and with Black Paris, Hodges, Helms, and company, and see if they can get into the end zone.
They spotted at the 4. 3 catches for Davis for 45 yards tonight. Tulane sends the house. Russell, pass complete. Touchdown Tigers. Early Doucette into the end zone for the 3rd time tonight.
And Early Doucette with his 2nd touchdown grab. He had a run earlier, so out of the 28 points, 27, he's accounted for 3 scores. What a great evening Early Doucette has had. Early Tiger Doucette is his nickname.
Colt David on to make it a 28-0 game. He's connected on 50 consecutive PATs. And the Tigers make it 28-0. Back with more after this network break.
We're in the deep water because that's where the new prospects are in the Gulf of Mexico.
But Chief Secretary the Gulf is also home to hurricanes like Katrina and Rita.
But after this series of storms, you know, everybody realized the impact of the supply.
So Shell rebuilt lines, building a 5-ton rig for repair, and using robotics to fix pipelines 2,700 feet below.
And the technology.
And Shell people working hard to supply Americans with energy.
That's the highlight of my career.
St. Martin Oil and Gas is the Gulf Coast's largest Chevron Texaco distributor. With over 81 years of outstanding service and dependability, St. Martin Oil is on the grow, and they're hungry to earn your business. Gasoline, diesel fuel, lube oil, grease, or antifreeze, St. Martin Oil and Gas is here to earn your trust. Become part of the St. Martin Oil and Gas family. When quality and service really counts, count on St. Martin Oil. Call today.
The power of energy. This Gulf Coast is world-renowned. It also fuels our nation, keeping us warm in winter, cool in summer, and moving all year long. But America's energy coast is threatened. With each new storm, we lose valuable land and the ability to keep our energy supply safe. Relying on foreign oil is too risky. Tell Washington to shore up America's energy coast. It fuels the nation.
Welcome back, Tiger Stadium. Homecoming night, and the fans not disappointed as the 10th-ranked Tigers really taking it to Tulane as we're 4:25 before the half. As that is Boudreaux, who makes his way up to about the 17-yard line. And what a night for Early Doucette.
Quick hitter right here as he puts him out in space, gets his first touchdown of the evening, and he's his second score of the season. And here's a run, so he can do it by air or land. Jamarcus Russell with his 2nd toss to Early Doucette for a score. So Early Doucette has accounted for 3 scores out of 4. Charles Scott with the other touchdown run.
37 on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Daniel Francis whistled after the play. And a personal foul penalty. So that's 2 basically personal foul penalties on LSU here just in recent times, just in the last few minutes.
Yeah, it depends who you want to believe. Daniel Francis may be with the Tiger. They say he runs a 4.340. Some say Trinidad Holiday a 4.27. So I'd like to see those two square off in a foot race soon.
It would be fun. It'd be good to see Holiday in action tonight as well. Forte on the carry. And LSU's defense is all over him.
Ricard can have to go back to the air game. He had some success with that early on. And it looks like the Tigers are just having this figured out right now. And, not much of a game there from Matt Forte. Matt Forte is a good runner, and you need him to have a good game. But the Tigers just have too many weapons defensively up front and had really controlled that line of scrimmage for the most part.
Yeah, Forte just 5 carries for 24 yards here tonight. Standing at his own 26, Ricard talked so much this week about playing LSU, his former team. And on the draw, and that one highly unsuccessful for the Green Wave, as Forte gets nowhere. And Beckwith leading the charge, and Marlon Favorite.
Boy, he's done a great job. He's going to be a very good with Marlon Favorite on West Jeff High. Good break at Derry Beckwith. A couple of young Tigers.
And Favorite, number 99 there on your screen, also quite a rapper. I don't know if you know this, Renee, because I know you're into rap music and all, but he's a member of the group Black Venom. They even cut their own album, Sophisticated Hustlers. He's considered possibly the best rapper on the LSU football team.
I'm disappointed they didn't ask me to join it.
Well, you know, for understandable reasons. Ricard has an open receiver, and it's Jeremy Williams, and they say he made the catch out at the 43, and that'll be good for a first down.
And Lester Ricard showed a lot of chutzpah. He stayed in the pocket strong and delivered the ball, and Jeremy Williams, a freshman, with a grab. Boy, he can be a good one. 4.35 40, a redshirt freshman. Great body control, showed it right there, and he runs out of that wide or slot wide receiver position. Lester Ricard, again, his strong suit is passing the ball. And, you know, he did say something earlier this week that this may be the biggest game except if he plays in a Super Bowl. And that put a little pressure on him. Some of the LSU fans remember when he was here, and they realize how important this game is. He left none of the best things.
Ricard, top 5 in 5 different offensive categories all time for Tulane. More than 4,300
talking about quarterback controversy, and he said that he did not want to have his family exposed to quarterback controversy.
Shell is equally as proud of its employees who work hard to deliver high-quality fuels and a secure energy future for the United States. On behalf of these dedicated employees, Shell brings you tonight's LSU versus Tulane football game. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk with a Shell representative about their participation here in the Gulf region. Also, you'll get a chance to hear from the Golden Band from Tigerland and a profile on LSU quarterback Jamarcus Russell. All that and much more. We're supposed to always say that, aren't we?
Yeah.
All that and much more coming up at halftime.
You know, we talked about Lester Ricard. He does keep a good relationship with Karan Gordon and Justin Vincent. And, you know, he said he did hope he'd talk to the coaches at LSU, and he thought he'd get a chance to play basketball. He averaged 24 points a game at Amite High School when he transferred to Tulane. He had a talk with Dave Dickerson, or at least he thought he'd have a chance to play basketball. The Tulane coaches, football coaches didn't like that, but he was recruited by Xavier and Louisiana Tech in basketball. Quite an athlete.
That is Forte, and Forte has not had much area, not much room to run here tonight. Charles Alexander gets the hit on him.
They're closing those lanes. LSU's closing those lanes. They know they can try to run the ball and not have much success. But you can see right here as Ricard hands the ball and a trap play. And you see the Tigers, a host of Tigers are waiting. Charles Alexander and company waiting for him, and he's got nowhere to go.
8 carries, 21 yards is all for Forte tonight. Penalty flags on the field. And as Ricard is leveled, he unloads a pass and throws it incomplete. Intended receiver was Preston Brown.
I think he got a hold coming here as Glenn Dorsey was in the backfield, and that's about the only way you can corral that Tiger. Glenn Dorsey is grab a hold of him and hope for the best. The Tigers have so many interchangeable parts. It is a hold, so.
For the illegal shift, the offense, penalties decline, holding 51 on the offense, the accepted 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Got a good look at Chris Selfo just a moment ago, the longest tenured Tulane coach since 1961. Here's a look at the penalties, just one for Tulane. And, a tall pass trying to stop.
And we talked about
Dorsey.
This is why when you have a flag around Dorsey, it's hold. And Glenn Dorsey had enough penetration that he just had to know somebody had a hole in tackle that could never do it. Bartow was the culprit in this particular game.
And Ricard, and the give is straight ahead. Boudreaux, and Boudreaux gets back to what was about the original line of scrimmage on the 2nd and 20, picks up 12.
Greg Stelson Beckwith on the tackle. As the late hand off to Boudreaux does produce some yards as you're in the waning moments here.
Boudreaux, the leading rusher for Tulane tonight, 4 carries for 30 yards. And LSU calls the timeout. Football back here before the half.
You know, they have Tulane trailing by 28 points and want to get back into here and have something positive happen here in the last 86 seconds, so 87 seconds. So it will be interesting to see what Lester Rico, what kind of drive he can run.
I don't remember, but I want to say that last time these two teams met back in 2001, it was a 28-0 lead by LSU.
Remember, yeah, Patrick Ramsey was the quarterback for the Green Wave, and yeah, it was just the same type scenario. And you know, I know that as a coach, Chris Selfo wants to have something positive happen. If it's you know, you'd like to get some points up, even if it's just a field goal. So Lester Ricard has another 20 yards or so to get in before, or maybe about 30 yards to get in.
Washington, maybe not along the lines of challenging USC. He's going to.
You can see the AP top 25, of course, Auburn 4-0, and Florida, Georgia, and there's LSU.
Mississippi State next week.
As Tulane, and Ricard is ripped, and the ball comes loose. Boy, he was popped down there, as that looked like Tyson Jackson who put the hit on Ricard, and he is looking to be down and in some pain.
If he cannot return, Scott Elliott will be the next one. And as you said, Tyson Jackson, and they're lucky, Tulane is lucky that they retained possession of the ball. And that was Preston Brown, number 81.
And that is Ricard being tended to as he was shaken up. And you know, Renee, these are two very tall quarterbacks. You talk about Russell at 6'6", and Ricard, you talked about his athletic ability and his basketball prowess. He stands at 6'5" and 222.
Yeah, he's a big target, and you know, he's got a powerful, strong arm, and he will be playing at the next level next year, just like his predecessors, Ramsey and J.P. Austin and John King. And, you know, he's going to have a good career. He played here at LSU. Matt Mark and Marcus Randall were his competitors when he was here, and you know, they lose a lot. If Tulane loses the services of Lester Ricard for a period of time, Scott Elliott would take the business.
Watch Coach Miles dissect the game on Inside LSU Football with Les Miles, presented by Whitney Bank. Each week on the LSU Sports Television Network, Inside LSU Football airs at 10:35 p.m. on WBRZ Channel 2 in Baton Rouge. Check your local listings for the coverage of the Tigers in your area, or visit LSUsports.net. And Ricard back up on his feet, and that's a good sign. Here are one more score from the SEC. Kentucky and Florida squaring on that one at the Swamp, and the Gators with a 12-7 lead at the half. And elsewhere around top 25, Michigan State over Notre Dame as the Fighting Irish continue to struggle.
They've had trouble with the state of Michigan this year, haven't they?
You know, they might not want to schedule any games against anybody from in-state in the future in terms of Michigan.
And you know, Michigan State last year, if you recall, Doug, Michigan State, when Spartans won, kind of planted that flag like we own this territory, and you'd have thought that put the fuse under the Fighting Irish, but it looks like they have a 17-point advantage over the Fighting Irish.
On 4th down and 4 from their own 49, the Wave going for it. And LSU does jump offside. Penalty flags are thrown. Don't know where the first motion was, if it was actually on Tulane. I think it was LSU, and the Tigers made some contact.
Scott Elliott now taking the snap. He started the final 3 games last year against Rice, Tulsa, and Southern Mississippi. So he's seen some action. It's the sophomore, 6'1", 193.
Saquon 06, 2 of 4 for 13 yards.
We got offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty. The penalty will make it a first down. Please take 1 second off the clock. The ball should was snapped and the clock should have run.
I don't know about you, but this first half seems to have taken forever and 2 days.
Well, A lot of things have happened. We've had a couple of personal fouls against the Tigers, an ejection with Sean Jordan, and LSU with a 28-point lead.
Elliott looking to pass, almost intercepted by the Tigers, and that was Jesse Daniels who got his mitts on that one but couldn't haul it in.
Jesse Daniels with no interceptions. I do want to correct myself. I said Jonathan Zenon earlier on. I said he had 2 interceptions. He's got 3 picks on the season.
But 2 for touchdowns.
2 for touchdowns.
Right.
That's why I was going. But, you know, the Tiger defense is so active. You know, you insert Craig Stelz out of safety, and you don't leave. There's no drop-off. Daniel Francis at cornerback, Jevis Jackson, Jonathan Zenon, interchangeable parts at cornerback.
Now on 2nd and 10 after the penalty. Kept the drive alive. With about a little more than a minute to go. Pass is complete. And that went out to about the 43-yard line as Preston Brown makes that grab. Clock continues to run inside a minute to go here first half.
Tackled by LaRon Landry, and nice feature we had on him in the pregame. Boy, he's going to be a great one. It reminds me of a Troy Polamalu, who's a total package as a safety.
Elliott's pass complete, 2 in a row for him, and the Green Wave has the first down. That is Chris Dunn, the true freshman out of Arlington, Texas. His 4th reception of the season.
He's got good hands. They like him a lot. 200-pound Chris Dunn.
Tiger crowd trying to help encourage the faithful, the team, in effort to keep them off the scoreboard here in the first half, and that one went right out of the hands of Matt Forte.
Matt Forte was matched up in coverage with Gary Beckwith, and Elliott was on a streak there, and a couple of Forte stopped the clock with 33 seconds, and as we said, Chris Elkhorn really needs something positive. Even if it's just a field goal, he'll take it going into the half.
And the most we've heard from the Tiger crowd probably all night long. 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. Elliott looks downfield, pass incomplete. Brian King, the intended receiver, the sophomore out of Slidell High School.
They were from an empty backfield, 0 backfield, no backs in the backfield, 5 wide receivers, and Brian King running a slant pattern. He was a high school teammate of Matt Forte. Kind of offense we think they have. And John Elliott, or rather, Pat Elliott, with a nice toss. Incomplete. 3rd down, big play here for the Green Wave. If not, you'll bet they'll go for a field goal.
Tulane shut out thus far, trying to get some points on the board before the half. Elliott backing up from the shotgun, looks into the end zone, throws just short, and triple coverage over there as Brown was the intended receiver.
Nickel package by the Tigers, dropping back to their zone and nowhere to throw it. This is going to be a longer version now. This is going to be a tough field goal. And I believe this is Teveno, a freshman out of St. Louis High School in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
He is 0 for 2 in his career all of this year. This is for 42 and 46 yards. This one will be from 44, right in between the two. And it's blocked! LSU blocks the field goal attempt. And Tulane will stay off the board here in the first half.
Great surge up front by the LSU defense prevented Devino's ball from really getting any height.
Per game, 3rd best in the country. And so with 13 seconds left here in the first half, the Tigers will take over after the special teams play that kept the Green Wave scoreless here in the first half. And they'll just let the first half run out. So that is it for the first half here from Tiger Stadium. LSU pours it on the Green Wave of Tulane in this 95th meeting between these in-state rivals. Homecoming night, and plenty for the LSU faithful to cheer about so far here tonight.
Don't know if you'll see a lot of the starters as we begin the 3rd quarter, but you see basically some new faces.
28-0 at the half, and we'll be back. Les Miles and his crew after this network break. And welcome back to Baton Rouge. 28-0 is the score at the half. The Tigers taking it to the Green Wave here at halftime on a night of homecoming for LSU. Well, LSU certainly jumped out of the box early on. Russell hooking up right here with Doucette, and Doucette takes it in 12 yards for the score, 7-0. And then Doucette doing it on the ground as well on the reverse, as he has the second touchdown of the night. And early in the second quarter, it is Scott, the freshman, taking it in for the touchdown, and then back to Doucette, his third touchdown of the night. And you see the first half numbers. LSU over the century mark in total yards. Their better performance certainly struggled last week, and that's an area that the Tigers wanted to improve in. Total yards 146, and first downs you can see 15 for LSU to just 8 for Tulane. Time of possession, the Green Wave has it because LSU has scored quickly, and red zone possession, Tulane has not sniffed anything inside the 20-yard line, and LSU has extended its streak of scoring inside the 20 to now 38 consecutive. As we're set for the second half here in Baton Rouge, and this one is underway, second half action. That is Doucette, and penalty flags are flying. He makes it across the 20 to about the 22.
Holding. During the return, number 54, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Jacob Cotrera,
freshman.
Got caught with his hands in the cookie jar, we like to say.
Yeah, out of Acadiana. He's came in at midterm last year. The spring had a good spring with the Tigers, and I suspect you'll see number 54 when the defense comes out at some point in the second half as Charles Scott starts this off as the running back in the third quarter. And I think you'll see a lot of Tigers. I wouldn't be surprised to see Matt Flynn and Perilou at some point in this second half.
Throwing on first down, Russell. That's Davis. Davis has the grab out by the 25-yard line. A pickup of 9 on the play. Josh Lumar, the sophomore out of West St. John High School, has the tackle for the Green Wave. So 2nd and 2. They'll officially call it a gain of 8 from LSU's 25. And a whistle halts the play, and it looks like a false start penalty on LSU.
Yeah, a little premature movement. Wasn't in sync when it was.
False start. Left guard in the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
These are the scenarios that begin to frustrate a head coach and a coaching staff when your team is up 28-0, and then things start getting a little sloppy, and we've seen evidence of that. Not extensively, but at least here early in the second half, we've already had a little bit of sloppiness. And you know, Les Miles does not find favor with that.
You know, and sometimes, believe it or not, when you're winning, you get fatigued because you get lackadaisical and sloppy as the Green Wave load up for a all-out blitz right here.
7 penalties, 60 yards for LSU. That is Scott. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage. And that's not a penalty flag that went down to about the 16. I don't believe, but something came flying.
Well, Avery Williams certainly came flying through the line with the tackle number 56 and stopped Charles Scott before he got ahead of steam going. And Tigers now 3rd down, and this is not a good opening series for the second half. And can bring a smile on Les Miles' face as Jamarcus is facing a 3rd and long. They were looking at a 3rd and 2, 2nd and 2, and now they're going in the wrong direction.
3rd and 11. Tigers need to get out to about the 27-yard line to get the first down. Russell under pressure, and he is going to be brought down at the 2-yard line as LSU's defense finally shows some teeth. In to make that sack was Billy Harrison, the defensive end, the senior who got the start on the right side tonight.
And he came on the right side, beat Saron Black, and that is Billy Harrison's 6.5 sack, career sack. Very active, good motor. He was a Conference USA All-Freshman in 2003 and top 10 freshman with tackles for loss as well in 2003. Billy Harrison shows there's a lot more fight in his Tulane Green Wave team despite trailing by 28 points.
only the 3rd sack of the year for LSU's offensive line allowed.
And you can bet that the offensive line coach Stacy Searles will be addressing this issue with the offensive line. That was not a good effort by the O-line.
And Jackson with a booming punt, and it looks like Fred Smith lost his shoe. Smith still on the run with one shoe. He's across midfield and down to about the 33-yard line. I've heard of Shoeless Joe, but that's Shoeless Fred.
And he is a dangerous return specialist. You know, he had as a freshman, he returned a kickoff 100 yards against TCU in 2003. But you can see he did lose his shoe there, and it looks like maybe Chris Jackson outkicked his coverage that time, and an opportunity. You see, he just came right out of his shoe and stayed with it, and did a pretty good job with just shaking a tackle from Craig Stelz as he's running down and broke a tackle by Ryan Willis before they finally bring him down. Great field position for the Green Wave.
28-yard return after a 54-yard punt by Chris Jackson. And straight up the gut, a little predictable, I think, for Green. That plays quite a bit on first down.
Yeah, and you notice the rebound is not bad. Scott Elliott begins the second half for the Green Wave.
2nd and about 7. Elliott from the shotgun, downfield, pass is caught, and Marcus Davis makes the catch down at about the 20. Do they say complete or incomplete? It looked like he had made the catch, and then Zenon put quite a lick on him down there.
And this is, again, another pass that was completed that the Tiger defensive backs made him pay for it, made him cough it up.
It did come loose.
And Jesse Daniels shook a pass loose from an intended receiver by Tulane in the first half. And Zenon comes up another big hit here. And boy, Zenon, he has really come on in 2006. Really had a great year. They have had a good year.
LSU has held 4 straight opponents to under 200 yards offense, a first in school history. They look to continue that trend tonight. Pass to the right side is incomplete. And the intended receiver, Preston Brown.
And Jesse Daniels is Preston from his strong safety position. Preston Brown, a big receiver, number 81 again. And the Green Wave are going to go for it on 4th down. They are down in good field position. Didn't have much success with the field goal attempt. So they're going to try it here with 4th and 8.
They have not connected on a field goal attempt this year. Elliott looking downfield, throws into the end zone and overthrows his receiver. And it looks like, yes, LSU will take over on downs. DeMarcus Davis, the intended. Good coverage down there by Zenon and others. 28-0 LSU on a defensive stand. They'll take over. Back with more after we take this network break on Tiger Vision.
At Shell, we're constantly raising the bar. That's why all of our SUVs, top automakers, highest standard.
There are times you gotta ask yourself, do you think you've got the torque? Or do you know you've got the torque? Q torque power for trucks. Heat activated to help more of your engine's power reach the road. No leading synthetic motor oil delivers more torque than Q torque power. New full synthetic Q torque power for trucks. Unleash all your horses.
Get full from Taco Bell's value menu.
What is the holdup? I'm full. Impossible. You are hungry, Bruno. 9-time competitive eating champion. You don't get full.
8.5-pound burrito for warm-up.
Hungry Bruno, full!
Introducing Taco Bell's half-pound value menu lineup. Now fill up on any of 3 hefty half-pound burritos. Keep your stomach and your wallet full. Think outside the fire.
Play the Shell million-gallon giveaway and get your needle moving in the right direction. Drop in now for a free million-gallon giveaway game piece at participating Shell locations, and you could win free Shell gasoline for life or thousands of other great prizes.
Leading 28-0, LSU taking over on downs. And Jamarcus Russell still calling the shots for LSU, but we certainly would expect to see Matt Flynn pretty soon.
And I'd like to talk a little bit more about the offensive line. As the thing that coaches look for is how players, how much intensity they maintain throughout a game such as this with a 28-point lead. Offensive line, and something you may look for is a Z in the knee. What that means is keep your pad level low. Don't stand up. When offensive line gets tired, they have a tendency to stand up higher.
That is Scott rumbling forward to about the 35-yard line. And Scott having quite a game tonight.
And trying to test his mettle and see how tough he is. He hurt his arm. And you see as Charles Scott moving the pile once again, takes on a would-be tackle. That's James Dillard, and drives him forward, or drives him backwards, I should say. Charles Scott attacks the defense.
92,000 plus in attendance here tonight. St. Charles Scott, 13 carries, 78 yards, and his second career touchdown in this so far one-sided LSU game. The pass complete. That is Davis, and Davis across midfield and makes his way down to about the 45 of Tulane, a pickup of 20 on that play.
And you can see that in single coverage, the defensive back, cornerback gave Buster Davis a little cushion, and Jamarcus Russell, just delivered the ball underneath. He's wide open, just giving a little cushion there, and you just can't do that. Jeremy Foreman is giving about a 4-yard cushion. He just wants everything thrown in front of him, but you're giving up first downs when you play defense on a cornerback with that much space.
Davis 5, make it 6 catches now, 75 yards and gaining as he makes his way down to the 35-yard line and notches another first down for LSU.
You won't see this block as you see some jawing going on between Buster Davis and Joe Gooseby. But you see Buster Davis putting a little move, but that defensive player that was on his back, that was Brett Helms pulling off from his safety, from his center position, and laying a block for a teammate. Great running, great effort by Brett Helms from his center spot.
First and 10 from the 35. Another quick one as Doucette on the receiving end, still on his feet, and has another first down all the way down to about the 23-yard line of the Wave.
And that play is going to work an awful lot. You get him in single coverage, and what Jamarcus Russell is setting up here is a hitch and go. The cornerback is playing up, and all it takes one time is a pump fake by Jamarcus Russell and just release. And good right now. Today, this season, you see what kind of game Jamarcus is having.
Total offense over 300 yards for the Tigers tonight, as they're knocking on the red zone door once again from the 23-yard line. Scott has a hole. He's still on his feet, and he's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line, and all 230 pounds of him putting a hit on the Wave defense.
And he does a great job. Good pad level. He's just running straight behind the shoulder pads. And Brett Helms, you're going to see number 74 up ahead of him with a good block. Look, number 74, look at this. Great blocking downfield by the center, Brett Helms. This is why they like him so much. Offensive linemen need to run in this offense. And Brett Helms is doing an outstanding job, really grading out well. Charles Scott with another big play, and the freshman is gaining confidence, running downhill, taking it to the defense.
Shell Oil Company is proud to bring you tonight's game between LSU and Tulane, two outstanding universities. Shell is a champion of education across Louisiana and encourages today's students to become tomorrow's technology leaders. Choose an exciting future through math and science education. Scott, 14 carries, nearly 100 yards tonight. First and goal from the 8. Tigers looking to extend their 28-0 lead. Scott again, his second touchdown of the night. Untouched from 8 yards, and the Tigers make it 34-0.
And he just read the block. Good block on the edge. There's a good kickoff block. Allows Charles Scott to cut it inside. And that's an option play where you just read the block and cut it out off the. And you can see right here as Jamarcus pitches it back to Scott. Good pull by Johnson, and good kickoff block right there by Brandon LaFell. Wide receiver allowed Charles Scott to get into the end zone, his second of the game, third of the season.
David adds the PAT, and Scott, 15 carries, 101 yards for the freshman, 2 TDs, And Charles Scott has played exceptionally well here tonight. And we'll be back with more from Baton Rouge. 35-0 for the Tigers on this homecoming night, right after we take this network break.
At Shell, we're constantly raising the bar. Challenging ourselves against the standards set by others. That's why all Shell gasolines not only surpass government standards, they meet top automakers' highest standards.
They're using all of their horses. Are you using all of yours? To compete at the highest levels, these top drivers trust Q technology. Q's patented heat-activated formula fights power-robbing friction better than conventional oils to help maximize power, maximize success, and of course, maximize your horses. Q, unleash all your horses.
Don't give the police a reason to visit your job site. Remember, call before you dig. Wait 48 hours. Respect the marks. Dig with care. Don't do the job halfway. Remember, call before you dig. Wait 48 hours. Respect the marks. Dig with care. It's the law. This message brought to you by Shell. Dig safely.
Plenty to dance and cheer about tonight for LSU. 35-0 here in the third quarter. Midway through, Doug Ringard along with Renee Nato. As always, great to have you along on this Tiger Vision broadcast. Charles Scott has been the story tonight as he's rushed over 100 yards and notched 2 touchdowns for LSU. Watch Coach Miles dissect the game on Inside LSU Football with Les Miles, presented by Whitney Bank, each week on the LSU Sports Television Network. Inside LSU Football airs at 10:35 p.m. on WDRZ Channel 2 in Baton Rouge. Check your local listings for the coverage of the Tigers in your area or visit lsusports.net. Taken at the 7-yard line and making his way up past the 20 to about the 23-yard line is Fred Smith, who has both shoes.
Jacob Gutierrez, Justin Vincent down with the tackle. Justin Vincent, who started the game at tailback. Shows his effort for the Tigers. And Gutierrez, again, a freshman you hear a lot about as the season and his career goes on, makes the stop at special teams.
LSU a heavy favorite coming into this game, and certainly they have dominated it right from the start. Elliott starts this drive from his own 23-yard line. And great defensive coverage by LSU as Forte goes nowhere, and Gene Francois, the redshirt freshman out of Carroll City High School in Miami, all SEC shot put champ as well for LSU, and back in high school even notched 6 sacks in one game.
It's 6.5 sacks, which is a Florida record. And you think of all the great players, he holds the Florida record in high school with sacks in one game. They call him the Freak, you know, and he's a Julius Peppers kind of guy. He loves Julius Peppers, runs a sub 4.6 40, benches 5.25. Now you know why they call him the Freak.
That is Boudreaux on the carry and gets perhaps a yard. And it'll be 3rd and about 10 for Tulane.
And you know what makes rookie Gene so good is he can play inside or outside. Good look at him right there, 6'3", 281. He had 27 tackles for losses in his 1 year in high school. He was considered by many the number 1 defensive line prospect in Florida, which says a lot when you got Miami, Florida State, Florida all, you know, vying for those blue chip prospects down there. How he got away from those, he just loves LSU, and boy, he's going to be a great, just a redshirt freshman.
On 3rd and 9, Elliott from the shotgun, and the ball is loose. And it looks like Gene Francois has pounced on it at the 19-yard line, and LSU is back in business up 35-0.
Chase Pittman with the sack, and Chase Pittman with his second sack of the season. Look at this, number 94 just comes off the edge and beats Propog. Boy, and he just buried him. And you said Ricky Jean Francois with the recovery, but Chase Pittman, he just buries number 94, puts the helmet between the 1 and the 6. Turnover, Tigers with great field position at the 19 again, Doug. Great field position to start this drive.
And Pittman, the only returning starter on the D-line, gets his 5th career sack. A change at quarterback, and it is Matt Flynn taking over for LSU. Hester, and makes his way down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
And you know, the fact that they still have the offensive line starters in there, they're just looking for something, for some continuity. I want to see these guys play together, and it's important that they establish something here. You see Flynn out of Tyler, Texas.
The 2006 Peach Bowl MVP. Flynn 1-0 as a starter in that 40-3 victory over the Hurricanes back in January. On 2nd and 5 from the 14, Hester with the carry, and still on his feet, now down to about the 5-yard line. A pickup of 9 on the play for the 6', 230-pound junior out of Evangel High School, the former 5A offensive most valuable player.
Jacob Hester has really been outstanding. You know, he loves the Miami Dolphins, and now the fact that Nick Saban's over there. But his favorite player told me was Dan Marino. But, you know, the thing is, he's got some real quick feet for a good-sized guy. Jacob Hester, 232 pounds, but he was a soccer player, very good soccer player. That's where he gets his light on the feet kind of running style, a very, very quick first step.
Scott goes in motion to the near side. Hester fumbled, the ball's loose. It is Flynn picking it up and trying to make a go of it. He's got room to run. He's in for the score. They botched the snap, and still Matt Flynn gets the touchdown.
And the thing you're going to say about Matt Flynn, he avoids the bad play. You know, a lot of people would have maybe just jumped on the ball or just kind of froze. But look at this. Man, I tell you what. Watch Matt Flynn here. Does a little Heisman. There's a Heisman pose there. And Matt Flynn hits the corner of the pylon. Right inside the pylon, he's got a rushing touchdown.
But you know, he's not just any quarterback. He is also the holder for field goals. And he's one of the good hands guys.
Boy, he is. He did a great job of tucking and running.
David adds the PAT. 41-0. LSU continues to pour it on. So we'll be back with more from Tiger Stadium as Matt Flynn and company make it a 42-0 game. We've got a network break on Tiger Vision.
There are times you gotta ask yourself, do you think you've got the torque? Or do you know you've got the torque? New Q Torque Power for trucks. Heat activated to help more of your engine's power reach the road. No leading synthetic motor oil delivers more torque than Q Torque Power. New full synthetic Q Torque Power for trucks. Unleash all your horses.
When it's lunchtime and you're crazy, Circle K's got the hot, fresh love for your tummy. Frosty cold fruit, flavor cola, energy fuel. Belly up to the can. From the to the yum, got it. Yes, it's okay.
The interesting thing about people in New Orleans, we don't only live here, but we live here. So having to evacuate was not the ideal thing that we wanted to do.
Today, Leslie Bowie is back in her hometown with 1,000 of her relatives. But for her,
It wasn't so much that there was a job there waiting for me, it was the Shell family there waiting for me.
together, these Shell people are helping to restore the community, its environment, its economy, and its culture.
We want to leave Louisiana a better place. That means something.
And these two teams met 5 years ago, back on September 1st, 2001. LSU won it 48-17. And that probably brings us time. We can even answer our trivia question, can't we? Mm-hmm. And we'll do that right after the kickoff. The 95th meeting between these two schools. (42-0) LSU. On a night we thought we might get a little bit of rain, and we have escaped the precipitation thus far.
You're going to look down here and you see some cover guys: Gatrera and Greg Stelz, Harry Coleman, Justin Vincent, Harry Wiley, a freshman. Well, I tell you.
Jackson with the shortest kick of the night. That's Smith. Takes it at his own 10-yard line, and he takes a shot out by about the 25 and makes it across to about the 27-yard line. A return of 19 on the play.
Danny McRae with his shot, a freshman. Gave him a good shot, and he rolled off another couple of yards. Be interesting to see if Scott Elliott returns at quarterback.
Our trivia question tonight, presented by Shell. When was the last time Tulane defeated a nationally ranked team? And the answer, 1982. Right here in Tiger Stadium against then the 12th ranked Tigers.
Now, I had it at the tip of my tongue, but I know I didn't win.
You could not. All participants of this broadcast are ruled ineligible. Elliott under pressure rolls out, throws it away, basically. Trying to hook up with Ratcliffe, his junior tight end.
Tyson Jackson was in his face. Watch this play action fake, and Tyson Jackson didn't bite. And you see number 93 right in his face, and a big shot to the chops by the 6'5", 281-pound Tyson Jackson. Boy, he's had a great spring and fall camp. 465-pound bench press. Just a great athlete. Tremendous pass rusher, and he's only a sophomore.
Elliott 2 of 10 passing for just 19 yards. And he has to do it quick, and he does. The pass is complete up to about the 35-yard line, close to a first down. And that's DeMarcus Davis, the senior out of Fair Park High School in Shreveport.
You know, Doug, he came into this game with the most career receptions and yards out of all the wide receivers, 65 for 767 yards. And he brings that senior leadership to this team. He came in with 4 grabs for 90 yards and 1 score. And coming last week. And, you know, the thing is that Tulane does have some very good receivers with Jeremy Williams, just a redshirt freshman. DeMarcus Davis will depart after this year. And Preston Brown, another senior.
Fumble.
Allie Smith. Really, Allie Smith. Johnny on the spot.
Wait for an indication. It looks like Tulane has retained possession. Take a look at some scores from around the country. Auburn a big winner over Buffalo. Georgia scores in the final minute to hold off the Buffaloes. Tennessee, that's now a final, taking it to the Thundering Herd. Florida up 19-7 over Kentucky. That one in the third at the Swamp. And Arkansas, a winner over Alabama in 2 overtimes. Some kicking woes today for Alabama. Wake Forest taking it to Ole Miss 27-3. Another punting situation for the Wave, and no return on that one as Davis just lets it roll to the 25-yard line. A 40-yard punt for Barrett Pepper, who's done a, I guess you say, admirable job as he's been forced to step in for Chris Beckman, the starter who got his right foot stomped on in the MSU game last week and is unable to perform.
And last year he had a shooting accident in the leg, so he's had a rough go the last couple of years. And when you're a punter, you know, you can't, it's tough to, if you got leg injuries, there's not much use for you. You know, it's like a horse with a broken leg. They take you out and shoot you.
Well, I don't know if Tulane would go quite that far.
Right. Marshall, Tennessee with an hour, interesting score, an hour late start because due to weather.
And throwing on first down, pass is complete. That's Jared Mitchell, the true freshman out of Westgate High School in New Iberia. Also a standout baseball player, a 10th round pick by the Twins, and he plans to play baseball here at LSU as well.
And he's going to be a center fielder, and he is a great player. You know, he really looks up to Andrew Jones and Torrey Hunter, and he, you know, he idolizes those guys because of their defensive skills. But he was a 10th round pick by the Minnesota Twins, hit over 500 in high school, and Well, he is quite a center fielder, great defensive skills.
Flynn drops back. He will throw again, and the pass looked like it might have been deflected at the line of scrimmage. Dwayne Bowe, the intended.
He was facing a serious heat as he released the ball, waited to the very last second. Couldn't step into his throw, and that was the reason it was incomplete. Third down for the Giants.
Love to get your thoughts looking at Matt Flynn, a young man who could probably start at a lot of Division I schools around the country. I've got to think LSU has the best 1-2 quarterback combination and probably 1-2-3 quarterback combination in the country.
You can't trade college players, but LSU can get a #1 draft choice for Matt Flynn or Ryan Perlew if there was such a thing in college. They have the best quarterback situation out of anybody in the country.
On 3rd and 7, Flynn has to try to dump it off to Mitt Cole, the junior tight end, and that one came up just a couple of yards short.
Good coverage by Joe Gooseby and company and James McMurtry. Now, punting situation. Haven't seen much of Chris Jackson punting. Tigers have been pretty effective converting most of their drives, finishing their drives on scores as they hold a 42-0 advantage over the Green Wave.
This will be the 3rd punt of the night for Jackson, who's averaged 53 yards tonight. His long was 58. Jackson stands back at his own 13-yard line. And this one is a bit shorter and considerably higher, and Smith calls for the fair catch at the 38-yard line, and that's where Tulane will take over. It's been a night of miscues, especially on special teams.
And you see right here, first play of the game, Lester Ricard didn't start well, and right into the hands of Pepper. He should have had it. He did get the punt away, but boy, under great duress. And missed field goal as the first half concluded. And you see right here is Tyson Jackson, I'll make that Chase Pittman rather, caused a fumble, and Ricky Gene Francois jumped on it. So I'll tell you what, the Green Wave have really faced a tough defense, but have also caused some problems mishandling the ball.
And the Wave goes to the ground, and they will have the first down, and perhaps, yes, just a little bit more as Ray Boudreaux, the junior out of Abbeville High School on the carry, picks up 16 before being dragged down. Stelz also over there to make the play.
And he just a little misdirection, and a good play by Ray Boudreaux as he skirts it outside. Very elusive, very shifty, and he just saw daylight to the outside and made something happen. Very good explosion to the outside. Came to the game averaging 4.8 yards per tote. That was a nice little pick up there, first down. As the Green Wave put inside the LSU 50 at the 47-yard line. And nice little drive started here by Scott Elliott.
Elliott from the shotgun. Under pressure, and he is dragged down by big 99 Marlon Fabright as he slips through and makes the defensive play.
And boy, Marlon Fabright, he reminds you in stature, but great explosion. He collapses the pocket as a young Booger McFarland, if you will. He just comes exploding through there, the strongest member, and he just really beat Bartow, the left guard. And boy, he is really jacked up.
Big fave.
His uncle, Robert Barber, played for the Packers and the Steelers. His dad, Mel, played at Langston with a guy we call, remember, Hollywood Henderson.
There you go. The pass complete. And still on his feet as he reverses, Brian King. And King has a first down for Tulane. 2 first downs on this drive for the Green Wave.
And Scott Elliott with a pretty good selection here, and going to Brian King, again, a former high school teammate of Pat Forte, and he comes up with a big play for the Green Wave.
A 20-yard reception for King. That is the longest passing play that LSU has allowed this season.
And that's only his 3rd grab of the season. Good look at Craig Stelz there as Les Powers and company running toward their defensive players and get something going. Tigers going with another nickel package.
1st and 10 from the LSU 36-yard line. Scott Elliott pitches an out. That is Matt Forte. And Forte is hit back at about the 35-yard line. Maybe gets 2 out of the deal.
First one to ride was number 44, David Gray, a freshman, who they have a lot of hope for him. Skated to the outside, and a little option look do look at Danny McCray, and boy, he's going to be a good one. He's got enough size to play weak side linebacker. Might be a strong safety, great quickness of foot, about a 4.5 40, and great special teams player. But as a true freshman, this is his true freshman year. He's getting a lot of minutes. But a little option look by Scott Elliott produced a couple of yards for the Green Wave.
A pickup of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. Final seconds of this third quarter. Elliott avoids the pressure and throws it. It's intercepted. Steltz with his 4th career interception. And Steltz across the 40, 45 midfield. He cuts back. He could take it the distance. Steltz in a foot race to the 15. Oh, and he can't quite make it. He makes it down to the 5-yard line as Steltz comes up with another interception.
Oh, man.
75 yards on the return for Craig Steltz.
And that is his 4th career, his 3rd of the season. Had one against Auburn. He ran about 4,000 yards to go 75.
Woo! LSU up 42-0. And Steltz and company trying to add to it. Back with more after this network break.
Play the Shell million-gallon giveaway and get your needle moving in the right direction. Drop in now for a free million-gallon giveaway game piece at participating Shell locations, and you could win free Shell gasoline for life or thousands of other great prizes.
Provoke your taste buds with Subway Restaurant's new gourmet turkey subs. Succulent all-white meat roasted turkey with 3 savory sauces, honeyed barbecue, Siciliano, and Asian glazed. For a limited time at participating restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
Subway restaurants are a proud sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Now you can upgrade your fresh value meal and get an exclusive 32-ounce LSU football schedule cup. For a limited time at participating restaurants. Subway, eat fresh.
At Shell, we're constantly raising the bar. That's why all of our gasoline is top automakers' highest standards.
Tonight's exclusive broadcast of Tiger Vision football is presented by Shell and is brought to you in part by Subway, Eat Fresh, Louisiana Lottery Corporation, proud sponsor of LSU football. UPF, what can Brown do for you? And by Adler's, the official jeweler of LSU athletics.
A rockin' Tiger Stadium tonight, 42-0. The 10th-ranked Tigers leading and threatening to add more as we start the 4th quarter. After the Steltz interception and near return for a touchdown, we hopefully will roll that back in to see it one more time.
Quinn Johnson at fullback. First look we've had of him for this season. And Jacob Esther at tailback for the Tigers, dotting the I.
1st and goal to go for the Tigers from the 6-yard line. That is Hester. And he bumps to the outside and dives. Is he in? Touchdown, Jacob Hester. And Hester with his 3rd touchdown of the season. And the Tigers make it 48-0. The same amount of points they had when these two teams met 5 years ago.
And just good vision. Bounces it outside. It was designed to go off right guard and just got a great explosion. He just barely got inside the cone.
Looked like he even stepped out.
Oh,
Watch his right foot.
Well, he just dove. He got airborne and scored a touchdown, as you said, his 2nd touchdown of the 3rd touchdown. I'm sorry, 3rd touchdown of the season. Leading receiver. He's the 2nd leading receiver of this team. He shows how versatile he is, Doug.
And Ryan Godet comes in to get the PAT. Haven't seen a lot of him, but Hester and the Tigers now 49-0. It's been a one-sided affair here tonight in Tiger Stadium. The Blues Brothers cheering back after the network break.
The nation's offshore oil and gas supply comes to you from America's energy coast. Eroding coastlines, crippling storms, extractive. This is America's energy. We need to protect the source, and we need to begin now. America's energy coast. Shore it up. Fuel the nation. For more information, log on to americasenergycoast.org.
At at your Dodge dealer. It's all about the best in American and German engineering and design. Like Dodge Durango with the best interior room in its class. Grand Caravan with the best combination of seating and storage of any minivan. And right now, it's all about you. For the first time ever, well-qualified buyers get 0% financing for 72 months on 2006 Caravan or Durango. It's our best offer yet, so hurry into your Dodge dealer. That's 0% financing for 72 months on one of the best Dodge vehicles in the best Dodge lineup ever. Hurry in and grab this limited time offer.
When the water started coming up the sidewalk, that's when I knew something had changed. When it got to about 6 or 7 feet, that's when we got in the boat. And one by one started pulling people off the roofs.
Like his employer, Al Duvernay is a good citizen.
What this disaster has taught me that in life, there are many reasons to quit.
Al hasn't quit anything, and neither has Shell. That's why Shell has brought 1,000 employees to the city to help rebuild their lives and community.
Shell's coming back to New Orleans was very big in my life. I've never been more proud to work for Shell.
49-0 after the Tigers extend that lead, and here's what set it up. Craig Stelz with his 4th career interception.
Scott Elliott trying to dial long, and the ball gets tipped. You see right here, it gets, no, it didn't, I'm sorry. Craig Stelz runs across the field. He's looking at 53 yards right there. He's still on his feet, breaks one tackle, and he does have a little pizzazz. Cuts it right there. He's almost gonna make it. He ran out of gas right there. The guy they call, and then here comes the Jacob Hester run. Bison outside. Great explosion to the outside, breaking a tackle, and by Alex Watcha. And Tigers get on the scoreboard again. You know, Craig Stelz, they call him Surfer Man because of his blonde locks. But his goal is to be an ultimate fighter. Shows how tough he is.
Jacob Hester, 12 carries for 81 yards tonight. And for Hester, that is a career high. Tulane trying to make something happen here tonight. Down 49-0 as we're early still here in the final stanza. As the Wave will take over from their own 25-yard line.
Still no, don't see anything on Scott Elliott, but we do see Anthony Selfo, the 3rd quarterback and son of Frank Selfo, the offensive coordinator. You know, he's an outstanding athlete, great baseball player, plays for Rick Jones at Tulane. He's more of a runner than a passer.
And penalty flags on the play. LSU Tiger football on Tiger Vision is brought to you by Shell Oil Company. To learn more about what Shell is doing to be a good neighbor in the Gulf of Mexico, visit online shell.com/US.
Also in is Raheem Alem, formerly Al Jones, number 84 defensive end. Jermaine Johnson, number 47, also a defensive end. So you got a lot of fresh faces in here for the Tigers.
And we expect certainly to see a lot of the backups as Jacob Petrera, a freshman out of Acadian High School, gets in to make the tackle. Good opportunity for some of the younger players to get some snaps.
You know, he's a future star here. You know, he's got great size, 6'4", 225. Plays a Mike position. Luke Sanders is ahead of him right now, but boy, they really like him a lot. Jason Spinoni in that linebacker along with Petrera, but Anthony Selfo, his forte is running. He'll pass, but he's more of a runner.
And Selfo sprints out to the left. Pass is complete. And looks like maybe a gain of about 4 yards as Michael Batiste, the sophomore out of Breaux Bridge High School, makes the grab.
Batiste had a couple of grabs against SMU last year. Anthony Selfo is more of a mobile kind of guy. It's not real big. Like I said, he's out of Jesuit High School in New Orleans. 6 feet, 190 pounds, but very good athlete, an outstanding baseball player for Rick Jones.
3rd and 8. Selfo sprinting, and he will tuck it in and run, and he is popped at the 35-yard line. He definitely took a shot. And the man to administer is right there, Mr. Joseph, Sammy Joseph, the senior out of Shaw High School, a transfer from the University of Colorado.
Watch number 9. Meet number 14, Sammy Joseph. Hello. Didn't go down, so he's fighting. Guess he gets a little help there from Gatrera, but Anthony Selfo, nice pickup. He said he's a guy that looks to run. That's his forte. He can pass the ball, and he's a little more mobile than either Lester Ricard or Scott Elliott, so he'll make things happen back there for the Green Wave.
Selfo gets the first down for the Wave. And the Tiger defense swarming now. Gatrera once again in on the tackle.
And Raheem Alem, number 20, number 84, also in the tackle. Good look right there at Gatrera. He's got great technique. He uses strength, very hard hitter. And, something you can't really teach. He's got good size.
Penalty on the play. And it's an offside penalty on LSU. Will result in a first down for Tulane. So that'll give them a first 5.
Jim Washington, number 92 in the game at defensive end.
Selfo standing at his own 35 from the shotgun, and he'll take it and do it himself, and he is thrown to the turf. And to make the play for LSU, Washington. That's right, the defensive end, 6'3", 265-pound sophomore out of Sugar Land, Texas.
Just talking about him. Motor, no quick. We're an 80-pound bench, and you see right here, he just spins him around with help from Leo DeSella, walk-on from Shaw High School, just earned a scholarship. But Tim Washington his forte is speed, and he's a great pass rusher.
Lots of young players ready to step in for LSU. Selfo on the keeper and cuts back to the inside across midfield and dragged down at the 48 of LSU.
And Gray with a stop with the Tigers, another freshman. The thing is, sometimes when you put these guys who want to get playing time, you have more problems because they're not going to lay down. They're going to press the coaches and try to show them that they need to be out there and get more playing time. So as big Al Jones exits the field, true freshman, big 6'5", 325 out of Elon. Got a couple of snaps in, defensive tackle. Boy, he's going to be a great one.
Tuyo, the lone back behind Selfo. And it goes to the far side on the reverse. That is Jeremy Williams. And Williams has the first down as he's brought down at the 35-yard line.
And good hand around right here with Jeremy Williams. Good up ahead of him. His blocking for him is Baptiste, and Daniel Francis with a stop. Great pursuit by Francis. We talked about him. You know, he's really going to get that done tonight.
Look at LSU total defense. Allowed 177 tonight. 170 yards per game coming into this one. First in the NCAA, and as we mentioned, they've also held 4 straight opponents to under 200 yards offensively. That is a first in school history, trying to make it 5, and a penalty flag on that play.
Ball start, number 78, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
As Nick Landry jumped outside for the left tackle. You know, Doug, the thing is with both Pelini, he's got a lot of the same schemes that Nick Saban has, but he kind of simplifies things. You know, it appears talking to the players that, you know, they have a lot of miscatching. He simplified the responsibilities, and it's not as much things that they have to think about. It's more of a read and react kind of thing.
That's something, I'm sorry, Renee, that's something the LSU coaches will certainly be talking about. 8 penalties tonight for LSU.
That's not good.
That will be high on the priority list and things to button down. And the pass from Selfo incomplete. DeMarcus Davis, the intended receiver. Nice coverage on the play.
Chris Hawkins.
Chris Hawkins, the redshirt freshman out of Walker High School.
You know, he's going to be a good one. Chris Hawkins, good size, 6'1", 181. And as the Green Wave go to 4 wide receiver set, he goes at the bottom of the screen.
On 2nd and 15. And the give goes straight ahead. Once again the ball carrier for Tulane. And still some fans sticking around here tonight. Renee, just looking to see maybe a little Ryan Perilou action.
Well, you know, and all these guys like Ricky Jean Francois and Al Jones and Chris Hawkins and Sammy Joseph, they all have an opportunity. This is their time to shine. They want to show why the coaches need to pay a little more attention to them and give them some more playing time.
On 3rd and 11, a first down for the Green Wave of Tulane. As Jeremy Williams makes the grab, a gain of 21, and Tulane is inside the red zone.
Anthony Selfo rolls right here. This is a nice throw to Jeremy Williams on an out pattern. The freshman turns it up the field. Outstanding body control, and you see right here, a good pattern run away from Daniel Francis in coverage. But they really like this guy, Jeremy Williams. I think he's going to be a gem. Very confident, looks the ball's in. Dangerous after the catch, as you just saw. And he understands the offense. He feels like if the ball's up in the air, it's his to grab. So Jeremy Williams very confident he's going to be a good one for the Green Wave.
1st and 10 from the 16, and penalty flags on the play. The pass into the end zone dropped as the intended receiver down there, DeMarcus Davis, and nice coverage down there also by LSU as Sammy Joseph knocked it away. But the penalty flags on the play.
Looks like that may be penalty number 9 against the Tigers. We'll see what the official says.
Offside, 90 on the defense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Boy, that's not good. And Tiger coaches staff are certainly going to address that. You know, because that's a shame. It shouldn't be happening. And you know, a big lead like this, 49 points, and you just can't get lazy and lackadaisical.
You know, another thing too, Renee, you've got a lot of players who haven't seen a lot of action, and a lot of the players are not used to playing with the others.
Well,
you've got first team guys usually playing with first team.
Yeah, that's true, Doug. But the thing is that you keep in mind, you know, this is a lapse here when you jump off sides. That's something that can't be tolerated, and it'll be addressed. And that's just a simple thing that can be worked on.
Small crowd, but a very vocal one, and the give there is to Andre Anderson. And Anderson, no much room to run as Willis in there to make the tackle, the senior out of Holy Cross High School.
Anderson, just a freshman out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. Boy, Ryan Willis, he has done everything. He's played linebacker. He was a linebacker at Holy Cross, came to LSU, played defensive end, played some defensive tackle, and he's a senior, but boy, he has squeezed everything out of this LSU career that he possibly could, and he's been a great addition. Very, very intelligent young man.
10 different ball carriers for the Green Wave here tonight. Selfo pitches it. That's Anderson trying to get to the outside, and Willis takes care of business and shuts him down at about the 12-yard line.
Anderson joined by Daniel Francis, scraping off by Ryan Willis and Daniel Francis as they just raced to the sidelines and did not give the ball carrier any time to turn or any opportunity to turn the corner. Ryan Willis, he just, you know, we talked about him. Not only is he a really good football player, great pitcher. He pitched in an 85 to 88 mile an hour fastball. It's kind of a little curious why Smoke didn't give him an opportunity, but he has excelled on the football field and again in the classroom and, you know, all academic kind of guy.
3rd and 5, no backs behind Selfo from the shotgun. Looks into the end zone, tipped and intercepted. The 8th interception by LSU this season, and coming up with the carom is number 44, Danny McCray. Those 8 interceptions on the season, the most in the NCAA, and the Tigers shut down the Green Wave's attack.
That's his first interception as a Tiger. He is a happy Tiger, and he's congratulated by
49-0, the Tigers keep the Green Wave off the board. Back with more after we take a local break on Tiger Vision.
Your connection to LSU sporting events is the Tiger Ticket Office, located in the main lobby of the Athletic Administration Building. Advanced ticket sales to all events are available from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, on both a season and single game basis. For complete seating and price information, call the LSU Ticket Office at 225-578-2184 or toll free 1-800-960-8587 and see the Tigers in action whenever you can.
Of course, Brooks and Dunn performing today here on the LSU campus on this homecoming. And it's been quite a performance by LSU, leading 49-0. Here with 7:03 to go, and a change at quarterback for LSU as the much-heralded redshirt freshman Ryan Perilou steps in to get his second game action of the season. Perilou, and the pass, the intended receiver,
Chris Mitchell. Get the pass to him, and that's just excited enthusiasm. He's just good stuff.
Well, Perilou coming into the game, just one pass attempt, and he had completed it for 10 yards.
But you know, he's a mobile guy, and he certainly can throw the ball up. But keep in mind, his senior year at East St. John, he had 68 touchdowns, 37 running, 31 passing, and boy, I tell you, he's a total package. It's going to be tough to keep him out of the lineup in games to come.
On 2nd and 10, Perilou gives it straight ahead and up to about the 20, maybe about the 23-yard line. That's Johnson, the ball carrier.
Quinn Johnson, multi-talented athlete out of West St. John. He's played a little linebacker at LSU. He's played linebacker and fullback at West St. John. But well, he was quite a ball carrier for the Rams in high school. Right, Perilou, you're going to see him get a little mobile. I think back in the shotgun, Doug, that's where he can really work his magic. Got a little room to maneuver. He's more of a shotgun guy than perhaps take it from center.
Got some penalty flags flying. And Perilou, back in high school during his days at East St. John High School, the National Offensive Player of the Year by USA Today. Carnell Stewart, the junior out of John Curtis in River Ridge, gets flagged for the penalty. The 11th, if I'm not mistaken, or is it the 10th of the night for LSU?
Well, that's I think that's the 10th.
Too many.
Yes. Trips left for the Tigers.
Perilou rolling out left, wants to throw, and he does. Pass is complete as Jared Mitchell, the freshman, makes the grab short of the first down. Pass is, they say it's incomplete.
Well, Perilou will be looking at a 4th down situation. The Tigers going to have to say they're going to put it away, and Green Wave defense held the Tigers on this series, but you got 5 minutes left. I'm sure Ryan Perilou can't wait to get again with the ball in hand for another possession before the clock expires. You're going to just trying to get something happen. You're throwing 49 to them. Doug, you know, even though you're trailing by 49 points, you want to get some points on the board and, you know, ruin this shutout.
Been a big night for Chris Jackson. 4 punts, nearly 50-yard average. His long 58 yards, and this one is lower and considerably longer as Smith takes it at the 29-yard line. Makes a nice move to the inside, still on his feet, across midfield, and he's dragged down at the 41-yard line as, well, I've got J.D. Lott making the tackle. Is that Johnson? Okay.
Quinn Johnson.
Quinn Johnson, a punt of 51 yards, and a return of 29, and we'll be back with more from Baton Rouge after we take this network break.
Interesting thing about people in New Orleans, we don't only live here, but we live here. So having to evacuate was not the ideal thing that we wanted to do.
Today, Legend Bree is back in her hometown with 1,000. But for her,
it wasn't so much that there was a job there waiting for me, it was the Shell family there waiting for me.
Together, these Shell people are helping to restore the community, its environment, its economy, and its culture.
We want to leave Louisiana a better place. That means something.
Get full from Taco Bell's value menu.
What is the holdup? You are hungry, Bruno. 9-time competitive eating champion. You don't get full.
8.5-pound burrito for warm-up.
Hungry Bruno, full!
Introducing Taco Bell's half-pound value menu lineup. Now fill up on any of 3 hefty half-pound burritos to keep your stomach and your wallet full. Think outside the box.
The majesty of nature. The power of energy. This Gulf Coast is world-renowned. It also fuels our nation, keeping us warm in winter, cool in summer, and moving all year long. But America's energy coast is threatened. With each new storm, we lose valuable land and the ability to keep our energy supply safe. Relying on foreign oil is too risky. Tell Washington to shore up America's energy coast. It fuels the nation.
Welcome back, Tiger Stadium, where the Tigers lead 49-0. Shell is proud to highlight some of its 3,500 employees across Louisiana who donate thousands of volunteer hours to help their communities every year. On behalf of these dedicated employees, Shell brings you tonight's LSU Tulane game, live from Tiger Stadium. Cell phone.
We talked about how his mobility, that's his strong suit. That's what he's going to do. He's going to look to run and then pass. And, you know, he's getting instructions essentially from his dad. You know, it's got to be an interesting scenario when you play with your dad. Playing cell phone and also good cell phone. Anthony is quite a competitor. I'm familiar with him. I know he watched him grow up as a young man, and what a great young man he is.
A pickup of 18 on the play. First and 10 from the 23 of LSU. As the LSU defense has risen to the occasion before and looks to once again here on this drive.
Now Woods there at 97, freshman, top players in the country last year. And you look right there, Jacob Catrera. Some Tigers of the future you'll be hearing quite a bit about as the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds tick down here at Tiger Stadium. Not as many people in the stands as they were when we started, Doug, but
no, sir.
Just as vocal, maybe. Surprised we didn't see a little more Valley Broussard tonight.
Very, very little. 2nd and 8 from the 21. Selfo flushed out and throws into the end zone. We're going to have interference down there. That one was easy to call. As Joseph, boy, he had the receiver hogtied down there.
Yeah, he really did. And that was a pretty obvious call there. And that's going to be, you know, something. He just got mismatched that time.
14 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Tune into your local radio dial to get your first chance to talk LSU football the day after the game on LSU Sunday Night Live. Presented by South Louisiana John Deere Dealers. Talk about the game each Sunday with host Jordy Holtberg, locally in Baton Rouge on 107.3 FM and statewide on the LSU Sports Radio Network from 6 to 7 p.m. or attend the show each week at the Hilton Baton Rouge Capitol Center.
This is not tolerable in the SEC. 10 penalties, 11 penalties, I should say. And, you know, this is unbelievable. And this is something, in spite of a 49-0 score right now, and Tulane is pressing. Boy, I tell you, Les Miles is very, very upset about this. And he should be. I mean, you know, a lot of these penalties were avoidable. I know that sometimes you have penalties of aggression. But, you know, when you jump off sides and grabbing guys and stuff, and, you know, that can't be tolerated, especially in the SEC.
Selfo on the keeper, and he is close to getting into the end zone. We've got a penalty flag that came out on the tail end of that play. Selfo down to about the 1. Let's take a look at LSU's remaining schedule, of course, next week against Mississippi State right here at Tiger Stadium. Then to the Swamp to take on the 5th-ranked Gators, who are winning big tonight over Kentucky. And then, of course, on the 14th, Kentucky.
Defense. You have to just automatic first down.
Followed by Fresno State and Tennessee.
That's 12 penalties, and you see some beef coming in right now as some of the LSU Tigers were getting some valuable game experience. Will be exiting as Big Al Woods is going to man that nose tackle position. And boy, I tell you, this is tough going right here. Inside the 1-yard line. LSU's going to have to bear down right here to preserve this shutout.
Forte back in the game at running back. And some of the Wave players are signaling touchdown, but we've had no indication now we do. And Tulane has a touchdown. Just the second touchdown allowed this season by LSU.
And he just burrowed behind center Michael Parrington and broke the shutout and got into the end zone. That was aided by that pass interference by Sammy Joseph.
This has been a drive marred by LSU penalties. And for that matter, a game, despite the lopsided advantage here, 49-6. And that is Teveno on the PAT, 49-7 LSU with the lead, but Tulane maybe with a bit of a moral victory, getting the touchdown, getting on the board, and avoiding the shutout. Shell is proud to highlight some of its 3,500 employees across Louisiana who donate thousands of volunteer hours to help their communities every year. On behalf of these dedicated employees, Shell brings you tonight's LSU Tulane game live from Tiger Stadium.
Oh, well.
And who knows what going out on the field.
Well, he'll get a free ride home.
Maybe a stop. I don't know if he has a get out of jail free card.
You know, but anyway, the thing is that Anthony Suffalo did show a lot of savvy in that drive that got him Green Wave to a touchdown. He showed a lot of handling the ball well, handling the drive. He was aided by some penalties, but he showed you some things, and I think he'll get a lot more playing time. Hopefully Lester Ricard will not be out for an extended period of time. Then it will be a tremendous setback for Tulane.
That is the freshman Holiday. And Holiday across the 25 to about the 29-yard line. Talk about a speedster. 22 yards on that return, but this is a young man who, as you mentioned earlier, runs a 40 in about 4.27. He's a former 200 and 100-meter champion. In fact, he was the nation's fastest runner in the 55 and 60 meters last year in high school.
You know, I call him a little pocket rocket, you know, because he's all over the place. He can fly. You know, sometimes it looks like his feet are not touching the ground, Doug. And, you know, he's not just a return specialist. He's great on the reverses and a pretty fair receiver. So we look for number 8.
And Perilou at quarterback, and the give there is to Williams. And Williams back to the line of scrimmage.
Williams, the guy also that reminds you of a Cadillac Williams. Now playing for the Buccaneers. Great talent. He was one of the gems of that recruiting class in 2006. And, 12 touchdowns, 8.2 yards with carry last year. He's going to be a very, very special player for the LSU Tigers.
Tigers will see action tonight. 9 different ball carriers for LSU.
Carlos Rochelle from Shaw High School, flanked down here by the bottom of your screen.
And a nice carry as Williams makes his way up across the 35-yard line. Hey, Tiger fans, follow the Tigers on the internet this season in the Go Zone, powered by U.S. agencies. Watch high-quality internet video of LSU events, listen to coaches' radio shows live, and browse the archives to never miss a minute of online action only in the Go Zone, powered by U.S. agencies. Visit LSUsports.net today to pick from annual or monthly packages. The Go Zone, the official webcast site for LSU athletics.
Big Andrew Wright, number 84, tight end, 6'7", 265. May be someone, if Ryan Perilou decides to go to the air, and may look for a target.
Carolou on 3rd and 4, and that is Williams on the carry, and he will be close to first down territory.
Keelan Williams, you know, he's a total package, Doug. 5'11", 223, possessing that a sub 4.40, and he's just moving the chains. But he's looking for that crease. He hits the line pretty good. Got tremendous afterburner. He gets into the second level, and boy, you're not going to catch him. Not only can he break a tackle, he'll run away from you. So number 5 with the last 50 seconds to go. We'll see what Ryan Perry has up his speed.
Williams out of Hargrave Military Academy in Lafayette. And once again, it is Williams. And Williams, nice effort, picks up about 6. And that might just be the last play of this game here tonight.
Well, I know you're going to get I knew we'd get a final quarterback here. This is James Welker, junior out of Tarzana, California. Notre Dame High School was going to take a snap, the final snap here, and we tick down a final 19 ticks. Welker's going to get a snap here at Tiger Stadium.
How about that? Last play of the game. And Welker gives to Williams. And that'll do it from Tiger Stadium. 49-7. The 10th ranked Tigers roll over the Green Wave of Tulane in this 19th meeting between these two schools. It was a 48-17 game last time they met 5 years ago, and a very similar outcome this time around. Renee, not a surprise here tonight as LSU does what they need to do, but we'll talk more about that in just a moment. 49-7 the final as the Tigers win big, and we'll be back with more from Tiger Stadium after we hit this network break.